and welcome to episode 5 of The Ravening War here on Dimension 20. I'm your Hermit Lunch Master for this game, Matthew Mercer. Let's go and say hello to our scrumptious scoundrels. Hello, scrumptious scoundrels.
Hello, scrumptious scoundrels.
That's the energy we're bringing.
Good, you're gonna need it.
Yeah. Oh no!
Sometimes you do something and then you see something more fun happening and then you abandon the thing.
Yeah, that's exactly.
I'm doing this and saw y'all shaking, so.
It was fun to watch that because you were in like a very brief annihilation moment.
Huge group game energy.
Yes,
exactly.
Yeah.
Well, last that we had left off, this troop of unlikely allies through the length of many years came through the majority of the Ravening War, ravaged in their own right. All eventually gathered here for the final push of combat into the central Ceresian city of Pangranos. There, as you gathered outside of the war tents with the respective leaders, the generals that have begun to spearhead this final assault, it was spotted. Another one of these strange, wiry fungal creatures in the outskirts. A tunnel they had freshly dug to the surface here of the Ceresian fields. Following it down within the subterranean layer, you saw the glowing filaments of the mycelium that connects somewhere to the heart of these people. You breathed in the spores of one of these creatures, Nathaniel, and in doing so, opened up a connection towards its mind where you could communicate. And in this moment, as the rest of you rallied behind your thankfully no longer nude, dying radish friend, a cloaked member of the FDA, the Sanctus Putris, followed up from deeper in the tunnel, inquiring about the work that these creatures were doing, saw you, and began to run. So as we sit around here, let's go ahead and get your new updated minis situated here.
Oh, baby.
War torn.
Also, the name of my spear is Detritor.
I dig it.
Yes.
You still look so good.
Let's go.
Oh, my head got bigger as I got older.
Wow.
Now we can definitely.
And wrinkles.
Weird.
I am not doing great.
Let me see.
I've got a skull on my belt. Rick
Ew.
Perry. Oh, shout out to Shane and Raven and Katie and all the art team. That's so fucking
Oh, look
sick.
at you. Look at your new armor. Oh, look at that. I'm hot.
Yeah, you are.
My skull is like sloughing over the book I have tied to my back, and I've got a skull, I guess one of the ones I talked to in the crypt.
Wow.
I also appreciate the attention to detail that I have high-heeled boots because it's much more accurate to my life.
That's very fun.
It's important.
Karna.
Yeah.
Look at us.
I'm red now.
Yeah.
Carolina Reaper, look at that.
So, this being the order that you all had more or less trudged into the tunnel with the small meeting of this sweet Profi in there, with her family up front,
Do I like him?
and the two other workers that had kind of gathered with their odd bits of rotting
Oh, he's fuzzy.
armor as this figure had approached and noticed. And as they turned to run, I need you all to roll initiative.
Me up.
My rogue subclass lets me add my my charisma to my initiative, which is -2.
Excellent.
But I don't have to, I guess.
You don't have to, you don't have to.
Which is good because I rolled a 2.
As did I.
Rolled a
which makes-
2.
We are
Hey!
the table. You guys, we are united.
Team Bottom Barrel, hell yeah.
Stop.
Bottom barrel.
Until 7. Okay, so coming around here, we have 25 to 20.
Oh no.
25 to 20, huh?
20 to 15. Okay.
We all gonna die.
15 to 10.
Now, come on, man. Okay.
We are going.
Bits over, and
What's your real initiative?
what's your real initiative?
Yeah, exactly.
10 to 5.
Yeah.
All right. So we have 7 is the highest of the troop.
Is that
9.
true?
Nine as well.
Okay, great. So we
Wow.
Somebody had to pick us up.
Everyone keep up.
I guess maybe Raphael isn't dressed yet. If you have the highest initiative.
I cast Shatter at the end of the last episode, and as I'm about to go, I go, oh, my clothing.
So you had 7?
Yeah.
Also had 7.
All right.
5.
Your dex is higher than mine, so you'll go.
I defer to the gentle cheese man.
The gentle cheese man.
And what did you have, Amongo?
6.
Okay. So, because you had instinctually cast Shatter in reaction to this appearance, I'm giving you the option to continue with the spell. This is the target. It's a 20-foot radius, and this is the interior of the tunnel system. There is a possibility of collateral damage. What would you like to do, Rafael?
Nathaniel, if you kill us, I swear to God, I will haunt you.
Just crush us in here with the
I'm gonna go from a Carolina Reaper to a ghost pepper and haunt your ass.
It is
Don't kill me.
a very tight tunnel.
It's a very tight tunnel, but I also am losing it. And that'd be kind of hilarious. I know every gremlin instinct in me is like, crush us all.
I mean, just giving you, now with the full context of what the scene is, the choice is yours before initiative kicks in to complete, if you choose, the maneuver we finished the last episode with.
I'm going to do, I am not going to cast Shatter. Or not because I'm worried about cave-ins, but I think because he's within 5 feet of one of the fungus people that I don't want to harm.
Got it.
So him treating them like servants has not punctured my probably wrong assumption that these fungus people are angels of a mushroom god that can save me from perdition. So that's the track I'm on. And I'm going to bonus action give a bardic inspiration to Deli. And
Hold that for your turn, because that was the surprise round.
This is the surprise.
You
Gotcha.
do not have the highest initiative in this initiative order.
9 doesn't do it.
Weirdly
It
enough.
almost did.
So,
Surprising.
you withdraw the spell as you begin to let the incantation leave your lips, and at that moment, the figure goes to turn and run, and then we're gonna start the initiative order properly in this battle.
Oh, man.
With that, the cloaked FDA figure, after saying shit, runs and goes, I need help! Topsider's inside! You get him! Come out! And goes ahead and starts running back this way. As it does, it's gonna go ahead and grab a short bow that it had kind of slung over one shoulder, pull back and fire one shot at the one it can see plainly, which is you, Rafael. As it is firing, as it's moving back, you do get a little bit of like half cover from the side of the wall there. Sure. So +2 to your AC there. That'll be, it's almost a natural 20 and it rolled off. That will be a dirty 20.
Shield! I hold the crozier up and my AC is 22.
The arrow goes flinging free. Shit! And keeps running around this bend to about there, and that's as far as it can go, as it keeps shouting kind of down the hallway, just like, anyone, someone come in and help! That's gonna finish its go. You begin to hear other footsteps from nearby tunnels.
Oh, no.
Other Saprofians begin to come around the way, but these are more heavily armored. These carry actual weapons. They look similar in build, if a little bit larger than the ones that you saw kind of digging through the tunnel. And as they emerge, they kind of glance back. Various bits of bone and skulls and remnants of other Calorim citizens, long dead and long rotted, used to obscure their face as they kind of turn the corner, weapon in hand, and look over in your direction. This one here kind of pushes past this fellow here and kind of like blocks the way, both standing there, weapons at the ready, kind of looking at each other and looking towards you. And they're just gonna hold their action. With that, the rest of these here that see this action happening, this kind of moderately unarmed figure just goes and charges down the hall here and kind of flees from the scuffle. This one goes ahead and pushes past and attempts to go this way, just to get out of the middle of the fray. And this one that's looking at you, Rafael, as this shield, this arcane blast deflects this arrow and the middle of this chaos, the shouting that begins coming down the hallway. You see it kind of looks scared and panicked. The small Saprofian fungus creature, as it looks towards you, and is shaking, as it kind of is having a hard time dealing with the chaos and the sound around it. We come to your turn, Rafael, here in the darkened subterranean cavern, with a gentle light surrounding you. What would you like to do?
Is the Saprofian in front of me blocking my movement?
Not blocking it. It just getting past will take 10 feet of movement just to kind of push and kind of get it aside.
I still have Detect Thoughts active. Any creature I can see within 30 feet of me, so I want to get within 30 feet of the fleeing
There you go.
Sanctus Putris. I'm gonna rush up. I will also throw back that Bardic Inspiration on my turn as a bonus action. That's a D8.
Great. Me too.
I'm going to move up. I'm gonna call after the fleeing architect and say, Hold! We have found you here. We have done all you asked. You owe us at least an explanation. Stay and parley with us. And that will be a suggestion spell.
Ooh. All right, is that a wisdom save?
That is a wisdom save.
Wisdom save. The FDA agent, kind of robed, short bow still at the side, kind of rushing past this outcropping of some like long petrified croissant that's blockading part of the backside of the tunnel, stops and turns around and looks at you and goes, I guess we should talk. And kind of stands there for a minute, like kind of staring at the ground oddly, kind of confused and wrestling with his own instincts versus the message that has ingrained itself in his mind. Is that your action, your movement, your bonus? Do you want to move any closer or stay put?
I'm gonna stay put because if shit goes screwy, I like having spaces in front of me so that melee people can move past me and engage with the warriors if needed. But I'll follow up and just say, tell your guards to stand down.
I will say make a persuasion check for me.
26.
Okay, good. You say that phrase, that ends your turn. Now it comes to Delisandro.
I think I hear the sound of the crossbow bolt being fired and being in combat so regularly, so frequently. Deli is going to start crawling over Lady Amango, then
easy.
onto Colin and...
Hello?
Colin?
Deli?
You're...
You can keep going.
Yeah, I should. I'm gonna keep. And come to stand beside Raphaniel.
Okay.
Or excuse me, actually one in front of Raphaniel.
Yeah, you can move through to about there.
Great. Can I make an insight check on the two? What's the word you keep using?
Saprofian.
Can I make an insight check on the Saprofians in front of us? They don't seem to be aggressing us, right? They're just standing.
Go ahead and make an insight check for me.
That's a 7.
So as you stand there, spear in both hands, kind of protecting your withered turnip companion, radish technically, from ages long back, only just recently reunited, glancing at these entities, you see them, they're chunks of armor, bits of gray and black mold fuzz poking from within, the skulls themselves shaped in an aggressive way, the amber eyes peeking through. They hold their weapons in front, and you can see they're kind of on the back foot, at the ready should something come within. You don't see, I'll say you don't see any like major sign of aggression, but that's as much as you can make out.
Then I will also ready an action that if I have 10-foot reach now, if they move any closer to us, I will swing on them.
You got it. Okay. Finishing Deli's turn, that brings us to Karna
Oh gosh.
with Colin on deck.
Yeah, Karna's just gonna follow in and get eyes on everything that's happening.
At this point, Colin has kind of smushed himself to the side. Like, I guess everyone's going by me.
Here's like,
likewise.
Why aren't you going forward?
I'm thinking about it.
So that's about 25 feet to get you there at the cusp of that entryway, next to the small Saprofian that's still kind of like...
Ooh, then I'm gonna turn to this one. How do you insight check a thing with not a normal face?
a very high roll.
Yeah, okay, well, I'm gonna try it, because why not today?
What are you looking for?
I just wanna see like what they're, oh, finally a good roll, because it's not on Raphaniel. I just wanna know like where they stand. Like they were trying to have like a social interaction with us, and now a fight's breaking out. Where is their loyalty? Is it self-preservation? Is it listening to the orders of the dude that's running away?
With a high enough insight roll, what's the total on that one?
27.
27 is pretty fucking high. The way you see its eyes darting around and its arm reaching out and kind of touching the mycelium network on the wall, you get the sense that it's reacting to the orders and the intimidating presence of the architects. And its preservational instincts are less individualized and more towards where this mycelium leads.
Okay. Then I guess all I really want to do with my like action in this moment is to use my telepathy to send a bunch, just a bunch of energy that's like also confusion, but no like aggression. It's all of this is in defense. try to send some signals that we're not the enemy here.
You got it. To the aggressors across the way there, or
No, to the little guy by me.
little guy by you? Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
That's the little guy we talked to.
Correct. That's the one that
Yeah.
engaged with
It's a little
Rafania.
spore boy.
Okay. Would you like to make a persuasion check to just go ahead and convey this to the small, frightened creature?
Please. There we go. 26.
26. As you kind of look towards it, your extremely honed, intense persona cuts right to its attention, and it kind of like its amber eyes go wide. How do you convey this sense of calm to it?
I'm going to send like mental images of her cutting her own rot away. That's like, we are the same. And just like a soft, like sending the energy of backing away from someone without actually like losing space between them.
As you flash these images and these emotions into its mind, you see its shaking tension begins to fade. And I'll say as the latter half of this maneuver, it just steps 5 feet back, kind of offering more space to this region and kind of like gets out of the way of what you're doing.
Cool.
All right, that finishes go, Karna. Colin, you're up with Amango on deck.
Colin looks at everyone getting in front of him like, okay, I should probably do something. And am I able to get by people if I were to try to squeeze by them?
Yeah, if they're allies, yes.
Okay. I'm curious to see if I have 80 feet of movement with a bonus action
my God.
move.
My goodness.
And I have, mobile. I'm gonna try to use evasive footwork, the battle master thing that lets me add a superiority die to my AC until I stop moving.
Okay, yeah.
And let's see what I get on that. So I have 5, so my AC is now 24.
Let's go.
And I want to try to, if I could, make some kind of check to get through these guys and take attack.
You can attempt to tumble through, so go ahead and as you dart down this tunnel, rushing through your friends,
Ow,
darting
is this
past.
what it was like?
Yeah.
All right, sorry.
Excuse me, sorry. Make an acrobatics check as a tumble attempt to push through the 2 guardians.
Acrobatics?
Yes.
That's a 15, or 13.
13's pretty decent. I will say you move through them, but as you attempt to scoot through, they both do take attacks of opportunity on you. As you try and move the space behind, they both just immediately been waiting for some sort of maneuver to try and push towards or past them, and they both immediately kind of look at each other and swing down towards you. You have your AC bonus, and I will say the roll just barely squeaks by. They're not very like strong creature or like quick creatures, I would say. So you squeak by as the weapons wind in towards you. For that, they're gonna have a
Problem with you?
18 to hit, which completely misses, just woof, hits the ground behind you, and that is gonna be 23 to hit.
24.
Amazing.
And you can scoot right up here to where this cloak-wearing figure is, and you kind of glance forward, and you can see this this face that is this kind of twisted, withered leak of a face with this kind of square jaw that's currently kind of staring forward past where you kind of scoot in. You stand up, and it focuses attention on you. What the hell?
Hey, I don't think we've met, but Rafane, you can still talk to dead people, right?
That was dope.
Sir Provolone, may the bulb shine on what you must now do.
Okay. Damn. Whatever you say. I'm just gonna attack them.
Go for it.
Yeah. And with I can now sneak attack even if I don't have advantage with the rogue archetype.
That's true.
Damn, bro. That is a 14.
14 unfortunately misses. Focused on Rafael and turning to you, as you pull your blades out, immediately he ducks to the side as your blade goes wide and shink, cracks into the side of the massive croissant that's pushing out of the wall. You can make your other attacks if you like.
I'll take a second attack. That's better. That's a 22.
That will hit.
And if I miss with sneak attack, can I sneak attack on the
Yeah,
second
sneak
one?
attack is
Okay.
once per turn, and it's when you finally hit.
Okay. That's 18 damage, and he has to make a DC 15 con save at the end on his turn.
On his turn. Good. We'll keep that in mind then. Okay, as you like rush through, one impact, one blade strike does not quite hit, the other gets him right across the chest, kind of puts his arm against the side of the wall. Immediately you see like a little bit of crimson kind of peeking through the inside of the cloak. Wow, leaks bleed red, interesting.
You're leaking.
You were holding an action until an aggressive maneuver happened. Do you want to follow up on that?
I will follow up on that.
Okay, which one?
Pumpkinhead.
You go for it.
That's gonna be a dirty 20.
Dirty 20 hits.
Right. For 17 points of damage.
After Colin tumbles through the legs, you take your spear and jam it right into the center of the Saprophian's chest. You see, like, it's like hitting a large, thick collection of brown paper bags. And then you hit metal and leather from the opposite side of the rest of its armor that it's kind of wearing around its torso. As you push through, it kind of like gives this weird sucking sound. And as it looks up towards you, it pulls off of the spear and gets its weapon ready to retort on its next turn.
Oh, wow.
All right. That brings us to the end of, I believe, Colin's turn. Amango, what do you want to do?
I want to catch up. So I'm gonna get up to Kakarna. And can I see everything that's happening from there?
From this vantage point, yes, you can definitely see like the thin, clustered, kind of compressed tunnel space that is now filled with all sounds of grunting, weapons hitting weapons, and footfalls of individuals trying to flee or approach.
Can I run an insight check to see if these guys are like only, do they seem aggressive or are they only attacking because Dieter rolled through?
You're pretty far away and it's kind of low light in here. Okay. You can go ahead and make an insight check if you'd like. It's at a high DC.
You got this.
16.
16? Yeah. Hard to tell this distance, unfortunately. You gotta get closer.
But I do see Colin actively attacking Dieter past them, right?
Kind of. You see action happening that way and you hear a shout of pain from across the way.
Can I fire a ranged weapon that far, like through people and things?
Yeah, I mean, it'll probably be harder to aim just because there's a lot of things in the way. So we might get a bonus to their AC, but it's doable.
Let's do it.
Okay.
Why not?
What are you firing?
I'm firing my hand crossbow.
All right. You pull it out forth, trying to aim from the middle of the chaos above the shoulders and heads of your allies. Go ahead and roll for an attack.
13.
13, unfortunately, does not hit. It gets stuck in the wall nearby, and trying to be careful of your friends, you're just unable to quite make a visual beat on it.
There's enemies behind us.
You still have a feet of movement, by the way, about 10 feet if you want to move.
I do, and can I use my telepathy at this moment to continue to calm our mushroom friends?
I'd say you can communicate a brief phrase to one of them, if you'd like to.
It's not even a phrase, it's a feeling.
If you'd like to.
I want to try the swaddling feeling again of like comfort and holding a baby and it being okay. Even though we're in the middle
which
of this
one?
crazy...
This one?
Okay, yes.
You're reaching out to it. So you've attacked and now you're engaging with this one. That finished Amango's turn. We're back at the top of the round. Now, the cloak-wearing FDA agent that just currently got stabbed by you, its attention that it had focused at the moment onto you, Rathaniel, gets broken and distracted as it looks back and pulls this like nasty looking hooked short sword out and is gonna go ahead and try and jam it into your abdomen.
My AC's back down to 19 now.
Gotcha. Okay. That is going to be a 16 to hit. It kind of hits the green and white armor that you've been bestowed by the Great Bulbian Church that has, aided you so far, and you have an additional scrape across the midsection you'll have to polish out later, but it does indeed miss anything on your actual person. Angrily, it's gonna go ahead and tell the Saprophians behind it, using directive of the Elder, come on, help me out! And this one here is going to immediately turn and attack you from this side.
Ah, shoot.
Which has advantage because it's pincered between, which that will have a 25 to hit.
How do we feel about a silvery barb situation?
So rub situation, we'll go ahead and re-roll that one then.
I feel good about it.
That's gonna bring it to a 15.
Yay!
I feel great about it.
Okay. And I'm gonna give Dilly the advantage.
Wow.
You hear the shifting of it behind you, and just in time, you kind of roll your shoulder down, and this like spear that it's holding has like this mold on the side of it, just streaks past your pauldron and almost hits the gentleman in the cloak, who's like, "Shit, watch it!"
Tight in these.
At this point, another member in a cloak comes rushing down the space. I'm sorry, is there an issue going on? Oh, shit, indeed. As his like corn face is poking through this kind of like large, wide, surprised eyes, and this just a little of a beard at the end of where its corn chin would be. Well, this is problematic. It's gonna go ahead and rush forward into combat with you.
As it enters my range, can I use my polearm master feat to make an attack of attack of opportunity on it?
Usually it's a reaction to hold your action to
there it
attack
is.
something later
Great.
on.
Thank you.
But good to keep in mind for the future.
Beautiful.
This one does rush in and it's gonna go ahead and try and strike you with this kind of hooked looking blade.
Come for me.
That is gonna be a 22 to hit.
That hits.
Nope, it's silvery barbs.
Oh, the game has begun. That's a natural 19.
That also hits.
I tried, Deli!
You tried. Thank you.
It's okay. You take 6 points of slashing damage as it just kind of carves a little chunk out of the side of your abdomen. It sees the impact that it assumed would have a much greater visual cue of pain and perhaps victory on its end of the struggle does not come as it looks at this massive, beefy warrior and goes, oh, I've made a terrible
You
mistake.
fucked up.
Yes, I did. Yes, I did. That's going to end its turn. Now we come to the warriors. This one that was called to attack you is going to try and strike you again from behind.
Great.
Natural 20.
I would love to silvery barbs that. Would absolutely love to silvery barbs that.
I mean, we all came from the same.
That is a 9. So it misses. But yes, please use all your spell slots.
You already have your advantage, right?
Yes, I have
How many
one.
advantages can you load up on stuff? Well, I'll give you the advantage here,
I
Colin.
feel like I fell into a briar patch
Yes.
of silvery barbs.
Stack one of them.
So stupid. We all have telepathy. We all have silvery barbs.
I know what we didn't.
I promise we didn't talk to each other.
That's the problem is we didn't talk to
very
each other,
funny.
and that's why we all chose the thing that made sense.
The one that you had stabbed with your spear earlier now closes the gap next to the secondary, freshly arrived robed FDA figure and is going to go ahead and come towards you with this like mold-covered hammer. That is going to be 17 to hit.
Hits.
You take 3 points of bludgeoning damage and 5 points of poison damage. As the weapon strikes you and pulls away, you feel the mold begin to just burn into your skin where the impact hit.
I don't like these guys.
He's looking hurt too. Like you jammed that
the
hole in
one-eyed
him,
spirit?
and it's like you hear this like sucking sound both from like the opening in the middle of its throat and where the wound you left is. That's gonna finish their go. The rest of these ones are just gonna flee deeper into the tunnel. This one's gonna go into the tunnel. This one's gonna back up a little bit, but now it's watching. It's weirdly calmed and intrigued by this scuffle. Finishing their go, that brings us to the top of your initiative. Rathaniel, you're up.
Question for you, Matt.
Yes.
I have an ability called universal speech that allows me to pick up to 4 creatures and make them understand what I'm saying. Would that be an ability I could use alongside the actual speech I'm using universal speech for, or would that be a different action on a subsequent turn?
Sorry, to clarify, as in like just
yeah.
talking out loud? And
Yeah, action triggered the ability, and then also the persuasion or deception check of like the speech I am using universal action.
I'd allow it, especially since you inhaled the spores that directly connect you on a level with these creatures' minds that you still haven't fully comprehended.
Okay, I have some like battle stuff I could do, but I think weirdly in this moment, Rathaniel's gonna try to double down on this. I'm gonna pick the Saprofian here, the 2 that are in combat with us, and if there's any, and maybe as the 4th one, I'll just pick the mycelium itself. Like just assume that these vines and tendrils are part of like a creature that can maybe understand me.
Okay.
I'm gonna use universal speech. I'm gonna reach in, like, breathe the spores into my lungs and not lie, which is a new thing for Rathaniel. I go, what the purpose of the heart of the world, your beloved mycelium, could be, I cannot know. There is wisdom here beneath the earth that I have been too much a fool to see. But I know this to be true. The robed figures of the overworld use you to their ends, which are not for the good of your people. Saprofians, I do not know if our wishes align, but I know that you are being used. Stand with us if you would throw off these usurpers.
Make a persuasion check for me.
Let's
I will
go.
say here, The DC for getting them to stand down would sit at a 23.
Okay.
The DC to have them join you in the midst of a combat fray and going forward would be a 28.
Okay. 23 to 28. An 11 gets us to stand down. An 11 gets us to stand down, and that means a 16 gets us to joins us.
Steaks. Steaks. Colin's looking at a steak.
How'd that get down here?
Okay. Seven. I don't do it.
Unfortunately, in the midst of this chaos that's engulfed this small cavern, your words reach out to these minds, but the instinctual combination of the commands that are being thrown to them from their allies, the pain that some of them are feeling from the perceived aggressors, it's too much for the words to find purchase at this moment.
I gave you Bardic, right? No, I have not.
Give it to him.
I gave it. So if I feel that not work, I go, kill them! And I'm gonna give you a Bardic inspiration.
All right.
Oh, that's a choice.
D8.
D8.
Finally, some clarity. All right.
They suck! The mushroom guys suck!
Okay,
They
we're
suck!
killing. We're killing.
Get him!
I've been having a hard time this whole combat because I'm kind of like, where do we stand?
Do I do it?
I thought maybe they would accept me as one of their own and I could be part of the mushroom god consciousness, but fuck them, they're mean. I hate them.
We're doing it like we did on the Fructarian Road. Feel
Yes,
good.
yes. We return to what we know, violence.
Hopefully not exactly like that.
Exactly like that.
Oh, God.
All right, does that finish your turn, Nathaniel? Okay, now it comes to D'Alessandro with Karna on deck.
We know what we're doing now. Bonus action rage.
Oh, shit!
What's up? It's been a long 5 years. I'm going to attack the one in front of me.
Saprofian or the
Saprofian
Go
to
for
start.
it.
And I'll be using the advantage I got from Karna's silvery barbs.
You got it.
And God, do I need it? That's gonna be a 21 to hit.
That definitively hits. Go ahead and roll damage.
Great.
That's the already wounded Saprofian.
That is going to be that's gonna be 19 points of damage.
You take the spear, and this time, as opposed to aiming for the chest, you go for the place where the mask currently sits, where you assume the face is. It pierces through the bone, cracking inward, and right between its somewhat off-kilter amber eyes. The eyes roll back, and spores kind of drift out of its mouth. Not enough force to expand beyond its space, but it goes limp on your spear, and it's no longer conscious or alive as far as you know.
I shake it off and turn toward this little cord man.
Terribly sorry, I was apologizing entirely. This was a mistake.
We'll take another attack. That's going to be a 16 to hit.
16 just hits.
Oh, great. I'm gonna make this a trip attack with one of my battle maneuvers.
You got
it. The DC will be 17.
Okay, strength, right?
Yes.
Nope, that's a big fail.
Okay, great. That's 11 points of damage. I'm then going to use the back half of detritor, which that kind of blue, amongst that blue kind of spindly stuff is now just kind of barbs and like bits of bacon steel, and put him on the ground.
He's prone?
He is prone, and I go to stand over him.
I sincerely, really apologize. This is a gross misunderstanding. I don't know how I got here. These robes are wild. Who put them on me? Who? What day is it?
You can answer all those questions to Rathaniel once you pass.
I'm going to take your face. I'm gonna wear your clothes. I'm gonna be you.
Oh, God.
That is happening.
We're back together again.
My dreams are coming true.
I don't like this, Karna. I don't like
No,
this. I don't
really.
like it at all.
No, it's good. It's good to be here like this.
I don't like, dislike.
Not really any winners here.
That is the end of my turn.
Sweet.
You're up, Karna.
Cool. Karna has seen you go into a rage. Like, cool, a target. You
Yes.
made him bleed his own blood. We're done. She just is gonna like drop to all fours and slither up to this guy on the ground. And we are ending him. Yeah. Okay, remind me of how prone works.
You have advantage on the attack.
So it's a natural 20.
Yeah.
That's fine.
Cool.
That's fine.
And I'm throwing everything I've got at it, which is, we'll just double it at the end, because I've got sneak attack too, and I'm using psychic blades.
Okay.
All right, 20 and then doubled, because we double all the dice, right?
Yeah, double the dice and then add your modifiers.
Okay, so 44.
44. How do you want to do this?
Yeah, it's one of those things where like she was kind of playing it safe and trying to figure out what was going on, and then someone cut Deli. And that's all she can see. So she just gets up into his face. It's not even like personal. So she's just crawling past him, buries Reaper in him, and then is going to look up at the leak guy in the front, and I'm gonna use Wails from the Grave to deal him 5 points of necrotic damage.
Ooh.
As just some extra stank off of my sneak attack. So she doesn't pay attention to him as she kills him.
Just stabs, goes by and glares. You all hear this like slight rumble in the chamber, this that echoes through the air as across the way, the singular cloaked figure, which you now, looking them in the face, recognize, this leak.
Yes.
This is Porum, the longtime rising spy master in Fructera, who has been messing with your network for the past 10 years. Specifically, Jacques Te, as he does not recognize you.
Perfect. Then I'm just gonna yell out as Jacques like, you're going to die down here. Yeah. C'est moi.
Perfect. And your turn?
Do I have a bonus action? Yes, I do. Bonus action, Bardic Inspiration to, as I was kind of crawling past you, I'm gonna throw Bardic to Amongo, which
got
is
it.
only a D6.
So now we come to Colin and then Amongo.
Okay, I just realized maybe, I don't know if he did his constitution save for the wound.
Oh, right. We'll do that now. That would be a 13.
It was 15.
Then yeah, he fails.
Takes a D4 of damage from
Hell yeah.
that. So that would be 3 necrotic damage
Oof, he's not looking well at all.
from the previous thing.
Yeah.
So, well, I mean, you're still leaking. And I'll just...
Hit the leak thing.
I'm hitting it pretty hard. And I have to use the advantage now, right? Because it's on the next roll? Is it, or do I...
No, you have a minute.
You have a minute.
Okay, I might save it just because he seems kind of fucked up. And I have
Okay.
2 attacks. Okay, that's, sometimes you... so that's a 13, so that missed.
13 misses,
So
unfortunately.
I might use it. I don't know, I might use the...
Go for it.
Oh my God.
What is that?
It's a 1 and a 2.
Oh, no.
Buddy.
Remember how we were rolling so good?
I just look over and I'm like,
I
I'm
feel
a
like
much
both
better
of us-
skald than him.
Yes.
Like, let's be very clear.
Yes. Oh,
Like, look, I killed a guy for you.
right now.
You do have a
Colin.
you do have a
Must be
D8
confused.
Bardic Inspiration.
So,
Still doesn't-
is it too late to use the D8 for the previous attacks roll? Like,
I'll allow it. After 1 and 2, I just feel bad. Let's-
all right.
DM pity.
So 7.
That brings a 13 to a 20. That does hit. So
Oh,
God.
All
right.
He's
So-
gonna be okay. He's gonna be okay. He's your problem now.
Oh, okay, all right, okay.
So that is 23 damage.
Oh, let's go.
23 damage to that FDA member?
FDA.
How do you want to do this?
Yes.
I'm just gonna say, yeah, it seems like you've leaked out. And just drive my sword through him and put him into the ground. I guess he doesn't have to make any more con saves.
Not so much.
And then, yeah, I'm just gonna turn around to face the other dudes, the other mycelium guys. Even though I don't really want to fight them, but it's just sort of is what it is.
Still stands like a good, like in this small space, almost 7 feet to the shoulder, in this like massive, broad cluster of different fungus types that kind of coat the outside of the armor, and it's just clutching this large spear that's covered in this like thick brown spiky fungus. That finishes your go. Amongo, you're up.
Is the corn guy dead?
Corn guy's very dead.
So there's. I mean, I guess I might as well attack the Studer who's attacking Provolone. I don't like it. I don't like any of this. I just want to lodge a complaint with the fate board.
So you're moving through to assault that.
Yeah, let me. Yes.
Okay.
Let me assault him from behind.
All right.
I
So
did not say that.
I think the mental connection you were trying to make you abandon it, rush through the troop, and head up right in front of it.
I
So-
also want to say that I clocked her leaping into action after he got hit.
Correct.
Very clocked.
However, you do have advantage on your attacks because you are now pincering the creature between you and Colin.
Wow, it's rubbed off. It's really rubbed off on me.
New box?
I think it's the box. We're not going to use
Y'all
the
gotta
box
swap
anymore.
that box.
A 7, so that did not hit. That's an 11.
11 does not hit, unfortunately. as
I
you
just
try-
bonk him on the head.
Yeah.
Excuse me, sir.
You have a D6 of Bardic if you
Oh.
want to use it.
I don't know if it would it. What was
Just
it?
if you roll high,
Why not? He's the only one left.
be good.
Oh, yeah, it's a 6.
That brings it to a 17.
Yeah.
That definitely hits. So go ahead and roll damage.
I did a thing. Finally, I turned into this wiry person, and I haven't done anything with it with this gang. I feel very insecure with this gang.
You're doing good,
That
you're doing good.
is-
Fucking green flame.
Oh, sorry. That is a 2,
And then you have your sneak attack.
and that is a 2 plus seek attack, right?
Well, that's 2 plus your dex mod, which is a 4. So that's 6 points of damage plus your sneak attack damage.
5d6.
Let's go. Do you need extra
Wow.
D6? No, you have 100 dice over there.
I don't.
Significant.
Hang on a second.
Jesus.
I
Interesting.
just
some Lord
can't
Bailey energy right
see
there.
Yeah.
them. I need as much support as I can get. Get it back. Look, it's jewelry for gamers.
I just love
Play
seeing you activate your back muscles to lift your dice tray.
So the delts are 4.
All right, 18.
Plus 6.
Plus
That's
6.
24 points of damage.
Go.
Not really been wounded at this point and is blocking between as you rush in with your blade, jam it right in the center of its broad kind of triangular torso, and as you crush the blade into it, you hit something that you hear pop, and you see this kind of like odd dripping, almost like a custard coloration fade from its body. It's doing rough.
I don't like it. I think I'm gonna hang here.
Gonna hang there? Okay, that finishes your turn. Back to the top of the round. Now, the 2 current FD members are gone. They do not have initiative. The one standing Soprofian warrior that's now heavily wounded and now trapped in this space is starting to look around in a panic. It's gonna go ahead and emit this cloud of spores.
Yeah.
I need both Colin and Amango to make a Constitution saving throw for me, please.
That was dumb.
Hey, this happened to me once upon a time. You're gonna be all right.
It's fine.
Save.
It's gonna be fine.
16.
16 is a success. You only take 6 points of poison damage.
It's a failure.
Okay, so you take 13 points of poison damage.
Gross.
That brings us to Rafael with Deli on deck.
Hell yeah. Is this Sopropian looking pretty hurt?
Very hurt.
I'm going to go for a cantrip. I'm going to go for Vicious Mockery.
Okay.
And I'll ask, so
Let's communicate with you.
Exactly. And so that I can tear you apart with my words.
I think I have Universal Speech still active, so I'm going to cast Universal Mockery. So it's a Wisdom saving throw or take 2d4 damage.
That is going to be a 12.
That's a failure.
Yeah.
6 points of damage.
How do you want to do that?
I'm going to look at the Soprofian and speak in this universal speech. So I think when I speak, like, blue pulse of mycelium comes out of the spores that I've inhaled into my mouth, and I go,
People have been telling me I am not ready, not included, not to be given mask or robe. You had a chance to have me as a friend, and now I'll pull your roots out of this wicked earth myself.
and I want the pulse of blue to, like, go through the walls and unmake this Soprofian in front of me.
You see the tunnel itself glow in a ring as it travels down in the direction, and as it hits, the amber eyes glow blue for a second before fading to a milky white. The skull mask on its head kind of falls and cracks onto the ground, and you watch as the bright bursts of color on its body fade to a dull gray, and it just begins to fold and crumble like a rapidly drying leaf.
I'm gonna pull a dagger out and kneel next to the corn priest and start sawing at his neck.
Bud, what you doing?
I need help. We have to scoop the brains out. It's too heavy to carry.
I'm sorry. Your Eminence, Your Eminence. Slow down.
No. I've been skulking. I've been skulking through crypts and catacombs for years. Now I have their bones. I have their minds. There's so many theological questions about where we go when we die. To the pit of the hungry one's stomach, or into the light of the bulb. I'll tell you where they go. My study!
Oh, okay. Right, okay. So now we've expressed our emotions.
Tie the skull to my belt.
He's right. I'm just gonna start cutting the leaks out.
Yeah.
No, that was mine.
Thank you, Sir
sorry.
Provolone. Bulbs, blessings on you.
Any of the gentle mushrooms, is that guy still like in the hallway or did he run?
You
like,
glance back, and that one like small one that you originally connected with is still kind of just watching from a distance, wide-eyed.
No. I am gonna put my weapons down. And I'm gonna walk back just to the opening of the hallway over there. And I am again going to attempt to speak with it telepathically.
It kind of backs up a few steps.
And the energy I want it to feel from me is as if everything, armor, everything was off. Just off and just in very basic clothing and hands out like this.
Make a persuasion check.
Okay. That is a 20-something. That's a 26.
A 26. As you kind of approach it and it steps back a bit, you kind of put forth that maternal energy in its direction. Palms up, weapons not seen. It kind of cocks its head to the side and you hear this like... It kind of takes a step back towards you.
Okay.
Another step. And the spores
No.
fill the space around you. As you kind of inhale them intentionally.
Y'all gotta stop breathing this shit. What are you doing?
You feel that connection strengthen. And in that unique tether, you begin to pick up just kind of its mood. It's frightened, it's confused, it's intrigued, it's fighting instincts to run. You immediately pick up in its mind.
We always run. We must always run. You can't see, you can't hear.
I am immediately going to call back to everyone else. We kill no more of these. This is it. We're done.
Let's be fair, that's not really on us, you know?
Fine. But these are gentle creatures.
Not that one. And I point at the one.
In defense, maybe not. But these are gentle creatures, and they do not deserve our war. We have a war to fight above ground, not down here.
I think the best way to do that is to stop these cloaked figures here.
Yeah, I want to look the way that the corn guy came. Can I look down the tunnel from which the corn guy came and that Porum was running?
Indeed. Go ahead and make a perception check for me.
Natural 20.
Yeah!
The tunnel that immediately on this side, you look into it, and this one looks more freshly dug, like the ones that you entered from. So you get the sense immediately that some of these splinter tunnels are dividing off into different areas around the battlefield or underneath the city of Pengranos. The tunnel that he was running goes deeper and steadily widens as it progresses further beneath the landscape.
I think there's more of the FDA this way. And I think kind of still in having activated battle mode, spear out, I'm gonna start, leave Rathaniel in his slicing, but I'm gonna start moving down deeper into the tunnel.
Okay. Are you going carefully?
Slowly, but I don't think, not stealthily.
Okay, got it. So you begin trekking down ahead down this tunnel area while you are finishing carving the heads from these two bodies. What are the rest of you doing?
I think Colin's gonna put on the Leek's cloak. Even if it's not, like it's like bloodstained or whatever, like maybe it gives you a second or two of...
The good news is these cloaks are pretty patchwork, and now that you have the context of it, you can see the way that they're designed and painted, it matches a lot of the mold and mildew aesthetic of the inside of these tunnels and a lot of the rotting food-based materials that are embedded. And as you look around too, you notice the mycelium in the walls. It looks like some of these Saprofians, when they were in here, they weren't just digging the holes, they were also like pressing rotting food into the mycelium. Like they were packing bits of mildewed fruit and leftover chunks of what might have been soldiers on other battlefields, fallen elements of nearby trees, or just gathered grains from the nearby Ceresian fields that have begun to mildew. And they're just kind of pushing it in small ways along the mycelium.
I mean, compost?
Who all is a melee combatant at this stage 5 years later?
Can.
Mostly all of you? All right. Who's, and
I've got range stuff, but
Yeah, they're both.
Both? Okay. I can only cast a spell on 3 people, so I'm trying to figure out who's most likely to be front lines.
Probably the 3 of them. They're most likely to be front lines, I think.
Okay. As I'm finishing sawing these heads off, if I see you heading off to investigate, I'll just say,
Child, if you need anything, I'll just be another minute here. We end them today. We found them. They finally made their mistake. We're going to destroy them.
and I'm going to cast a very creepy heroism on Karna, Colin, and Deli. So each of you has 4 temporary hit points that refreshes at the start of every one of your turns.
How long does that last for?
I'm going to cast extend. I'm going to meta magic extend spell.
Okay.
So it'll last for 2 hours.
Great. Fantastic.
It's concentration, but I'm
Awesome.
gonna, yeah.
And we know, don't let him get hit.
I remember the feeling the last time that he did that, and I just steel myself. And I say, now is not the time to be unlucky. Now is the time to choose your battles. Now is the time to know. And I cast Fortune's Favor. No, sorry, I cast False Life
False line.
on myself.
Alrighty.
So I have 1d4 plus 4 temporary hit points.
So now everyone's got a little bank of 10 hit points. I love it. I love it.
Something, something.
I'm also going to, I'll get the, if you got the leeks, I'm gonna get the Corn's robe.
Okay.
Does the Corn or leek have a mask on them?
Neither of them have masks. You get the sense that the presentational element of your previous clandestine meetings are not necessary in these tunnels where no surface folk are supposed to dwell.
Gotcha. Okay.
I am looking for like Porum's signet, because I know we all have to kind of sign our stuff. Since everything's so clandestine, you need to be able to signal who you are when you're sending secret messages.
Oh, yeah.
I want to take that off his
Yeah,
body.
easy enough to find. On his left hand, kind of in the middle finger, you see this thick, kind of a green celery-based metal band and a large white signet that has what looks to be a blade pushed through an eye, a simplistic symbol, and kind of a little gauche, a little over the top and on the nose for a spy master. But you know, that's his aesthetic too.
Gross. I'm gonna take that finger and the one next to it, and I'll keep the ring and the finger for me, for later, and then take the extra finger and kind of just as a little offering, jam it into them, like next to some of the mycelium.
Okay.
I get it.
You got it.
Can I leave one last message impression with the little mycelium deuter, the
Yeah,
little mushroom
go for it.
deuter? I want to send an image of me, like, hand out in front of it, standing in front of it, with anything coming at it, like defending it.
Okay. All right. It seems to accept it and just kind of sits and waits.
Okay, then I'll follow everybody else.
I like this guy.
Okay. So as the rest of you gather the robes, search the bodies, collect the heads, D'Alessandro, you continue to go deeper and deeper into these tunnels. Are you going stealthily, or are you just keeping an eye out?
I think I'm going carefully, slowly, but not. You know, I'm a big meat man. I'm not trying to like push up against the walls. It's just a slow, patient spear out, a spear first approach.
Understood. The tunnels continue to wind and descend deeper, deeper beneath the Ceresian earth and dirt, watching the mycelium network itself grow thicker the further down you go, watching it stretching past you. It's almost reaching for the surface in the way that it's continuing to expand and push behind you. The blue glow is beautiful, almost serene amongst these lower regions of the rock. It gives this kind of brighter, progressively brighter blue coloration, this almost like welcoming alien subterranean network that just, it's unique and beyond anything you've seen before. The smell of the rot, the decay is growing stronger and stronger as well. The sweetness and acrid element, it puts you off and kind of contrasts with the beauty of your descent. Make a perception check for me if you don't mind.
That's gonna be an 8, but I'm gonna add the bardic inspiration
Okay.
that I got from Rathaniel earlier. to make it an 11.
That's it's better than in hate. You descend around the corner of one long, kind of winding spiral, and you can see the elements of food and just rotting things gathered from the surface of Calorum pressed into where the network kind of grows over you, the light pulsing. It seems to be, pulling elements of the nutrients with it deeper beneath ground. And you hear voices just as you're about to crest into a widening of the tunnel.
I will halt and listen.
You listen and you hear this textured, ragged, ruined voice say,
Hi there. Don't stop working. Keep pushing. Don't have much time. We're supposed to bring it back soon. Get it ready. Get it going. I said work.
and this light kind of enters and kind of alights some of the chamber of where you are, just kind of looking past, like reflecting from something within and beyond. And you hear this like a withering reaction, and the voice goes,
Right. Now keep it going. Go. Keep gathering.
and the footsteps kind of moving around.
How far are my friends behind me at this point?
I think I would have probably hurried up after you.
Yeah, I'd say you now acknowledge at this point after you've gone down, this is like a couple hundred feet or so, and you begin to turn to recognize that Sir Colin has just caught up to you.
I think we should talk at some point.
Oh, you want to talk?
Not right now.
All right. Okay. We should.
What's going on over here?
Oh, there's I like the armor.
Thank you.
Is that
What's going on? What happened?
Oh, there's a fight. Right on the right after we crossed the border. We were ambushed. But we gave away. Karna was with me. Oh, we were spending on it. She's my new scald.
Okay.
Yeah. It seems like you and Rathaniel are.
Yeah, we're good buds now. Man.
Are you?
I'm a knight, so I'm Sir.
What?
It's Sir Colin.
Oh.
Sir Colin Provolone. Wow. So
what-
she's in his cup. Cool. That's awesome.
She's proved herself in a lot of ways.
Okay. Yeah. So have I. So have I.
I'm glad. Are you and Rathaniel close?
Well, he's my freaking best friend.
Somewhere, Rafael goes,
Who was that?
Deli crushed is going to avert his eyes and try and take a peek around the corner to see what's mostly so that Colin doesn't have to see his face, but also because he wants to know what's going on.
Make a stealth check for me if you don't mind.
I will say too, mechanically, I don't know if that 11 constitutes a failure or a success. If it was a failure, you keep the Bardic Inspiration die because of unfailing inspiration.
That's pretty good. It was barely a success.
Cool, great.
Cool. I have disadvantage on stealth. One's a nat 20, the other one's a 4 for a 6.
I'm in hell hearing that.
You slowly turn around the corner, putting your arm on part of this Ceresian stone wall, this large piece of dried macaroni in your grip. And it tears off and snaps and crumbles.
Rathaniel. Oh shit!
You do glance past and get a flash of a look. This tunnel opens into a chamber, like an atrium. In this space, you can see the ground itself dips below like a long, dragged pit that is filled with festering, gathered, scavenged bits of food from all across Calorum. You can see bits of sweets and waffle and rotting chunks of apple and cherry. There is just this growing cluster of fuzz and mold and little pods and caps of mushroom and fungus within it. You get a glance of a couple of Saprofians that are kind of tilling it, pulling through it, gathering and putting elements of the rot into small bags and satchels on their side. You see a few armored Saprofians that are kind of walking across this long, kind of hardened pretzel-like bridge that goes across, and these other kind of soft platforms they leap from as they go to check in on the work. And in the center, you see one robed FDA figure that is kind of overlooking them, clutching this like small glowing thing in their hand that you recognize the source of the light that seemed to flash or glow earlier. The figure also immediately goes, "Huh? What was that?" And another voice from back in the tunnel goes, "Oh, did you hear anything?" Yeah, I did. I'm from that tunnel. I'm gonna go check it. Please do. Just in case someone's not supposed to be here.
Are you all hearing that voice?
Clearly, we've caught up.
But telepathically shoot over to Deli and be like,
Are you hearing something down there?
Yes, there's a wild voice.
What does it sound like?
I can't. The words are different. It's the way it hangs on every word.
Watching y'all have a telepathic conversation, you're like, wow, seems the looks are doing a lot here.
I'm gonna reach out to Colin and be like,
Deli's trying to.
This is the first time anyone has talked to me.
Exactly.
never mind. This is a dream. You're dreaming. You're awake now.
Colin, what's wrong?
Are you okay?
Are you all been doing this all the time?
I thought you guys were best friends. You've never.
We talk out loud, okay? Like buds. Not the. Okay, whatever. What's that voice?
I'm not sure.
You two, come with me.
Uh-oh.
And travel under the light of the moon.
No,
Daniel,
no, I
we
can't.
should handle this. We're in the cloaks.
So I'm still up here, but I mean, depending on how long it would take for me and Amongo to finish carving things up there.
You mean Karna? Because I
Yeah.
talked to the thing and then kept going.
Right.
Oh, you kept going. Did you stay with me?
Yeah, I was
Okay.
I was
We were
having
cutting heads.
a quiet arc moment with my dead enemy.
God.
Yeah, so and it doesn't take too long. You're
Yeah,
practiced
we're
at such
still-
yeah,
things.
and we're still-
So you hear this voice just as you're starting to head down the tunnel. You know it's a couple hundred feet to get there. So you could either book it or await for what you think might be coming.
I'm gonna disguise self into Master Porum in his robes and follow quickly after.
Okay, so you're rushing down together. Are you heading down?
I think if I have everything I need, I'm gonna follow behind Karna as quickly as possible in a robe as well.
And Mungo, you're like halfway there when you hear these voices happen. What are you two doing?
If they're coming around the corner to like try to stall, I might go around the corner and just and just like cough for a while.
With the robes on?
Yeah.
Okay. Good. Hey, you okay?
And like motion to the like spore kind of stuff.
The thing kind of learns in the kind of that tattered, ruined voice, kind of going. You don't have a lot of light until it brings up the glow beneath the hood and kind of goes to glance at you. You look underneath and you see this pockmarked, dark cheese face, old, withered, and horribly scarred with burns and melt marks as it goes, Colin, hey.
Is this my fucking dad?
You see before you a deeply ruined but survived Aaron Fontina.
Colin's gonna pull his sword and throw the cloak off and draw his sword and look at him. Say, what? You're alive?
Yeah.
Well, not for long.
Right as the voice goes, what's going on?
nothing at all, and just takes the sword and just gonna take the sword.
All right,
Yeah, yeah.
well, that being the case, let's go ahead and bring in the next map.
Oh!
If Allie Beardsley was here, they would have immediately called that as Mrs. Doubtfire in that room. They would have made the reference. They would have been like, hello.
And with that, as the rest of the troop begins to rush down the tunnel to gather with the rest of those who went ahead and uncovered some interesting, unexpected truths, I need you all to roll initiative. I will give you advantage since you were the one who had technically initiated this on your father. 25 to 20. 20 to 15.
18.
18 as well.
18 as well.
Look at you two. Look
Wow,
at you
y'all.
two.
Okay, triplets.
This is so fun.
Okay.
Fight for him.
Okay.
Fight for
Alrighty.
Daddy.
15 to 10.
11.
14.
Oh, Mongo, you should reconsider your footwear choices.
Yeah, you wore high heel boots underground.
All right. So, as you all go kind of rushing into this space, Colin, you threw the robes off, blade drawn, had this showdown, have your weapon out. A voice goes, "Oh, by the ball, what an attack!" And across the way, you see this chasm of stretched fungus, these series of precarious platforms where the mold and mildew hasn't yet reached where it would be safe for a surface dweller of Calorum to step across. And on the opposite side of this tunnel, you see a pious-looking man wearing remnants of the FDA cloak, but visibly underneath that, the raiments of a member of the Bulbian Church. There he grasps a staff within his hand, and where the torso would be, there is a massive biscuit covered in glistening gravy that drips off the sides. A comb-over, very apparent upon his like jaundiced skin as he glances across, points a finger forward. Ooh! And he's gonna go ahead and cast Stinking Cloud.
You're so gross.
Of course he is.
Immediately, this side of the chamber fills with a terrible fume. This deep green and yellowed gas just fills the area, and that fake cough that you were exhibiting when you entered becomes a very, very real cough. That is going to finish the turn just going, "Get in, please!" That brings us to Colin. Your go. At the top of your turn, I need you to make a Constitution saving throw for me.
Hey.
Come on, Colin.
Come on, Provolone.
Okay. A 19.
19. You kick it from your system. You can take your turn as normal.
Okay. Colin's gonna see his father, who's this piece of shit who his whole childhood made him go out into the streets and try to steal from people and just like get him any money at all so he could drink the day away. And it's just sort of just for sure thought he was dead and maybe ran from that scenario early enough to have not seen how that played out. But it's just seeing him in this space wielding that kind of power over people again just fills him with rage, and he's going to attack them.
All right. Do you wish to stay in the cloud?
Can I not leave his area but like get on behind him? Like,
Yeah, yeah.
You know, like kind of spin around him.
You kind of just leap across over to the space and fall in and die. No.
No.
There you stand with the cloud still present here.
And can I reach him from there?
I will say he's technically like standing on this edge here. So there is like a 5-foot gap there. You could attack him as you dart past because you are,
Cool.
you're Sir Colin Provolone.
Yes.
Sorry, can I attack before I get out of the cloud, or do I take
No,
a
you can do that.
disadvantage? Yeah, I might do that and just do a pushing pushing attack on him. Try
Oh,
to knock
yeah.
him into this shit.
Great, let's do that.
Fuck this guy. All right. Okay, that's gonna be a 13.
13 unfortunately misses.
Okay.
Your first strike goes through and you swing wide. His surprise in his face kind of puts him on guard already, and he kind of darts out of the way, draws his blade, and is now ready to come at you with the same aggression.
Okay, I'm gonna take my second attack. That's a 19 on the die, so that
Oh yeah,
probably
that
hits.
definitely
And
hits.
so I'm gonna use my, swashbuckler sneak attack that I get to.
Yeah, because there's nobody else nearby. Go for it.
Okay, so that's gonna be 15 damage, and then he has to do So he has to make 2 saves, one for the long sword of wounding, and then one for that pushing attack.
Okay, it's Constitution for the wounding, which is a 13.
It's 15 is the wounding
Okay, so he takes the extra necrotic damage.
on his turn, and then to be pushed is a strength saving throw.
That's a 12.
Okay, I believe that is also a 15 or a 15. I actually don't have that on this sheet for some reason.
Should be primary modifier plus your proficiency bonus plus 8, I think, 10 or 8.
Yeah, it'd be
So-
3 plus your proficiency and your strength.
4, so 7 plus 8, so 15.
15, yeah, it's a definite failure.
Okay, so I'm gonna hit him into that shit.
Kind of falls back and immediately stumbles into the side of the rot, almost knocking over one of the other Saprofians, one of the warrior Saprofians that has its weapon drawn now at the sound of combat being commanded by the far distant weird biscuit man. He stumbles in and immediately begins to shriek as the mold begins to burn across the back of his body. He takes an additional 6 points of damage. And the weird source of light he's dropped on the ground at your feet is not kind of lighting the center of the space here with almost like a dull glowing golden light. So those are your attacks.
And then I'll just hop across that gap, try to create some space.
You got it. You want to just stay there? You want to move
I think right there. That's
right there? You got it. Okay. That finishes your go. That brings us now to Rathaniel with Deli on deck.
Incredible. How far back up the tunnel am I? Where can I kind of get to in this round?
You now see this cloud of gas fill the entryway of where this cavern would be. Half of your friends are now coughing within the inside. You're not quite sure how far it goes. You can try and push into it and continue to go and hope for the best, or you can stay put.
Yeah, I think I'm gonna hold my breath and try to charge through the fog, charge through the cloud as best I can.
Okay. So at that point, that puts you at a 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30. You've gone, what's your movement, full?
Movement is 30.
It's 30, yeah.
Let's go ahead.
Still it's unending as you push through kind of your feet, pushing into this kind of softer portion of the cavern. Your visibility is a bit obscured, but you can see the room opening slightly ahead of you.
But I can also feel that I haven't made a save yet on entering the fog, right?
Not quite yet. No, it's at the start of its turn.
Okay. In that case, I will cunning action dash to get out of the fog. And I will go side by side with Colin Provolone.
Okay. You dash out of the cloud, holding your breath as fast as you can, try and avoid whatever this strange fume is, right? At the last minute, you notice that where you're running ends, and there's just a pit filled with dark fungus and mold, and you have to instinctually try and leap across it. I'll say because it catches you off guard here, just make an acrobatics or athletics check to try and just catch yourself at the last minute, not knowing what's coming forward.
Very well. I will do that. Great point.
It's not a terrible DC, thankfully, but
Incredible.
keeps it fun.
Okay, yes. Very
having
fun.
fun here.
That's fun.
Have a good time.
I got a +5. Normally, I roll really well when I make a big deal about it. 16.
Okay.
Just barely make it across right into the face of one of these armored Saprofians, who is now just sitting there, hunched forward. It's kind of mold-covered, almost like a cattle skull that seems to have been scavenged from the northern meatlands that sits atop it. A singular amber eye that kind of pokes through where the jaw opens up slightly and just kind of holds this elongated, mold-covered, almost like a short sword and kind of.
I'm gonna turn and look. I see that there's this effect over here. Would I recognize that as a spell effect? Maybe yes, maybe. I'm not sure if that. I don't want to metagame here unnecessarily, but.
You're uncertain, actually. You're in a place filled with decaying matter around here. If you'd like to make an Arcana check.
Let me make an Arcana check to see if I can tell that's a spell or not. 23.
23, I'd say coming through, there was something that kind of buzzed across your skin and your senses that gave you the sense this is not a natural fume.
Okay. In that case, I whip around looking for any non-Saprofian I can see in the room.
You do see over here, robes open, this somewhat crazed-looking carrot, not wearing anything beneath it. It's just starts screaming with dagger in the air.
Why? Why? Why did I make it carrot? Why did I make it carrot?
And then way across the chamber, you see in Bulbian attire, beneath the robe itself, this biscuit figure just going, and may his light bless his soul.
Oh my God.
For the first time in his life, Raphaniel understands physical arousal.
I go to hell. I go to the hungry one in this moment right
I feel it
now.
in my heart, and I have a heart attack. and die.
fall into the like.
Yeah,
all
Tony just lays down in the stinking
We all
cloud.
die.
All right, sure.
I don't care how attractive that Bulbian priest might be. Listen, that's the spellcaster. That's who we need to target.
I'm gonna keep fighting my dad.
No, I'm going to hit. I still have my action. I am going to launch a shatter at the priest at the far side of the room.
That's going to be a 12 on their DC.
That is a failure.
Through the golden light above it. Fuck!
The side of the tunnel.
Incredible voice.
Incredible in what way?
That's going to be 18 points of thunder damage.
Let's go.
And hopefully trigger a concentration.
They do have advantage on it. Seriously? Okay. Fucking 9. And the DC was 10. The cloud dissipates before it can really do its shit. and the biscuit man goes, oh, my cockles.
I got him right in the cockles.
I need this energy to be directed somewhere else.
You're my best friend.
Yeah. I guess I said that. I guess I did say that.
Does that finish your turn, Rafang?
That finishes my turn.
D'Alessandro.
I'm gonna come charging in. Immediately feel weird seeing Raphaniel and Colin Provolone fighting side by side.
20 feet to get there.
20 feet to get there. I've got 20 more feet of movement. Can I get on the other side of Colin Provolone?
With enough of an athletics check, you can.
I would love to give you that athletics check.
That was a journey.
17?
17 will do it.
Ooh.
You just leap over in full arc over Raphaniel and Sir Colin Provolone. Impact landing on the opposite side of this large bagel platform.
And then I'm absolutely going to skewer the
Saprofian warrior.
Saprofian warrior standing right there.
Go for it, make a strike.
That'll be a 24 to hit.
That definitely hits.
And that'll be 16 points of damage.
Okay. Would you like to rage before that?
No, I would
Okay,
not.
you got it.
I want my mind about me.
I understand
there's
that.
a lot going on.
It looks pretty hurt.
Let's give it one more. That's a 20.
That also hits.
That'll be. Why is math hard? 15 points of damage.
With the second strike, you stick it in the middle of like its shoulder area, what you assume the shoulder area is. The arm just kind of flies off, and you watch the impact begin sending it about to fall backward. And as you use that momentum of the spear going through, you turn it around and crack it in the side of the torso, and it goes flying off to the side before decomposing, it seems, rapidly in middle air and slapping against the far wall, destroyed.
Can I make an insight check to see if Colin thought that was cool?
Sure, go for it, make an insight check.
That's only going to be a 12.
I think, what kind of roll?
Deception if you're trying to keep it on the down low.
You see Colin staring at his father in the while Raphaniel's trying to get in his eye line. There's a little too much going on.
All right. Then
Father!
I think that'll be it there for me. I don't think I can hit anyone else. We're good. Great. I'll just hold there.
Okay, you got it. Finishing D'Alessandro, that brings us to Karna with Amango on deck.
Okay, so I want to get in and up enough to get eyes on the rest of the room. I've heard Raphaniel yell that the nasty boy in the back's the spellcaster. What does it look like is happening behind him? Does it like Does the cavern like narrow up?
The cavern narrows up here and continues down a longer tunnel this way. The figure doesn't seem to feel too threatened with the distance and the number of soldiers and other Saprofians that are currently working through the rot tunnel and around him. It's just kind of, well, was chanting before he had half his face blown off by a sudden shatter and is now starting to take in, maybe this is a bad thing. But this is just a long stretch of rot. Okay. There are stones and protrusions across it that are very small. It would require a high DC acrobatics check to try and make the distance. And you have moved 30 feet to get to where you are right now.
Yeah. Okay, then I'm gonna, yeah, fuck it. We love it. Point at him and just go, shh. No words for the bulb down here, and cast silence.
Oh shit! Wow. Okay.
And I want to center it, like just in, like, I want it to be just enough behind him that if he was to back out of the silence, he doesn't have eyes on us anymore, and he has to move so far. Like, can you shift it a little, a little farther up? So he has to come and get in this shit if he wants to cast spells again.
Okay, I like it.
Yeah.
So they like. This is a very
Yes. This is a big win for the hungry one, and I just want to call that out right now.
Can't hear his beautiful voice in there.
You still have a bonus action, and if you have any movement over 30, then you have it.
Yeah, shit. Okay, I am technically, I look like Master Porum. What do the other Saprofians think, like, are they clocking me as an enemy when I emerged?
Make a perception check.
Every time. 7?
7?
8.
Hard to tell. You are very much visually a member of the Architects.
Cool, then I'm gonna risk it for the biscuit and just try to use... No, because it's actually a biscuit and that's bad now.
That's amazing. That is amazing.
And use my bonus action to dash. And just try to see if I can go through undeterred, like
through over here. So this is a very clustered space. I will say it's an acrobatics check to try and continue through your friends without knocking into any of them.
Okay. Oh no. 11.
11. You leap, land, and as you hit the partially rotted bagel that catches your feet crumbles as you slip and tumble into the rot below. And
oh no!
You hit and figure, okay, I can turn this around. And as you try and roll, it is a thick, sticky pit. All of this is being cultivated, and it has almost a tar-like quality, and it begins to burn.
Oh no!
That's gonna finish Karna's turn. I'm gonna go, you're up.
Here is what I would like to do.
Yes.
I would like to get to somewhere where I can see the scene, and I think I saw enough of, because we were right next to each other, right behind each other, I saw enough of her attempting to go and then tip over.
You didn't see her do that at all.
I didn't see her do that
You
at
saw
all?
her
Okay.
rush in, and you start to rush in past. You get in 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30 feet to get there.
Okay.
And only at that site do you see her just now plummeting into the pit.
Great, that's enough for me. Yeah. So with one action, I'm gonna say into this motherfucker's head, "It's time you were eaten. It's time something was done by the bulb. It's time, I can't think of anything cool to say." And then I cast Tasha's Mind Whip on him.
Ooh, Mind Whip. All right. Is that a intelligence save?
It is an intelligence save of 15.
15. Natural 4, that's not gonna do it.
All right, 3d6 damage.
Go ahead and roll that up.
3, 6, 9, 14.
14. You see, like, all of a sudden, goes to reach for the head, but the arms can't get over the biscuit. It's just like,
Then I saw her fall.
a little bit of gravy come drooling out of the nose.
Oh, sorry, not sorry. I am going to additionally use my dash action to try to get somewhere near enough to her, but on that, is there enough room on that platform for me to get near to her?
There is, because it's where she was trying to get.
Yeah, dude.
But once again, you have to make an acrobatics check to get across.
Just roll
Since
better.
You just kind of rushed in, and you're leaping past a bunch of people that are kind of blocking most of the platform.
Karna just yells, "Hi,
And I couldn't like get to there and to Carrot Boy, right? Like that's too much movement.
If you roll high enough, maybe.
Can I still reach her from Carrot Boy's platform?
No. You have to choose either to go after Carrot Boy or try and eventually help a friend?
I will eventually help a friend because I love her.
Aww.
She doesn't know that, but I will prove it. Oh, no, I won't. It's a 13.
A 13.
Join me, bitch.
You leap to go help her, and your feet hit the next section of the same platform that is also extremely fragile. It's almost like it's been molding. It crumbles again, and you help her by making her not feel so alone as you two
Yes.
stumble. into the
Delisandro
mold
is
below.
going crazy as he watches both his friends come to stand beside him and wait again? Oh shit.
I should put up cones. I should put up cones.
I think I see you coming and go, no! Oh.
All right, so I'm in there. I can at least talk to her. Hey,
How's it going? It's bad here.
I'm gonna say, just use my shoulders, climb up.
What? No, we'll do this together. Why did you do exactly what I did?
I didn't mean to. I was trying to help.
Christ.
Every time I try to do something cool.
Oh, you're doing great. And I
We got a lot of people on
Hey,
this bagel.
I almost killed. I at least almost. I heard a biscuit.
With that, the still standing, untouched Soprofian warrior back there with a massive molded section of waffle that's jammed in the back of its armor, this horned skull that's placed upon its front, and these pauldrons made of long strips of meat that is beginning to gray and liquefy, has this large, what would have been a Candian axe, but you can see across it has grown this like milky white fuzz that goes across the blade, and it's going to, with reach, move forward and strike down towards you, Amango,
Oh, no.
to try and hit you. You are technically prone from the fall, so that's advantage on the hit.
Oh, shit.
Silvery
Natural
barbs.
20 on the first
Silvery
one.
barbs.
You do have a reaction? I love the silvery bar.
I was ready. I knew it was coming. I knew she was going down.
That is going to be a 15.
Does not hit.
Woof, you just managed to like pull away a bit of the mold and weird tar-like substance snaps off your shoulder where it held you, and it ends up getting stuck in there. The Soprofian kind of has to try and yank to pull its axe back, which it can't do at the moment.
I just look, I'm like, look, a ladder. This is why we just wait.
Let's grab it. Let's grab it.
And with this, Mr. Fontina immediately takes 9 points of poison damage from the mold and fungus that is now burning into his body. He's like, is going to attempt to break free of it.
Does he get the necrotic damage too?
Oh, and the necrotic damage, yeah. Roll that for me.
1.
Oh, there we go. Sure, and all- He's already looking a bit harsh. He's like, I mean, no, to be fair, he's looked really harsh when you got here, and now he's like, now it just fits him better. Everything looks bad. And you can see the mold like spreading across his chin, and he's like, oh God, I'm used to this, some cheese. And he tries to pull free, and he can't. He rolled really poorly on a strength save to free himself from the mold. Gonna reach into his boot dagger and chuck it at you. That's gonna be 19 to hit.
That hits.
That's gonna be 7 points of piercing damage as the blade kind of hits you in the side of the chest, like sticks in, and a voice from down there goes like, oh, you're always a problem.
Gonna be your final problem.
Yeah.
Remember your 4 temp HP.
Yes, I included it.
Oh, that's right, we have that.
Yes, yes, yes. And you got it as well.
Yeah, thank you.
This freaky naked carrot fanatic just goes, son of a bulb! And is gonna go ahead and leap down.
Why?
Leap down?
Why?
Yeah, he's a fanatic. And is going to leap down towards you, Amango, to try and like blade ready, put his weight onto yours.
No.
I need you to make a dexterity saving throw with a disadvantage because you are currently held down by this to see if you can roll out from being pinned.
Man out here getting wild.
A dexterity saving throw?
Yes.
It's in 6.
Nope. That's gonna give you disadvantage for any strength checks to try and absolve yourself from this mold until he is slain or removed.
Mother.
And he gets an attack on you with the blade, which is gonna be 22.
Yeah, he hits.
All right. You take 7 points of slashing damage as is now on top of your body and just like drives it down in a big arc that cuts across your chest almost into your right forearm. And you are still burning back against this mold with its weight now pushing down on you, which makes it burn even more.
We can take it.
That finishes their turn. We are back to the top, and it's now this fucker's turn, who's going to and step forward out onto this tiny little bridge. As he carefully emerges from the silence, and is like going, "You learn Thank goodness. But he does have to make a dexterity saving throw as he moves across that to maintain a standing, which he actually succeeds with a natural 15.
Can I see him?
Yes, you can.
Silvery bar.
Hey!
You're like, "Ah." You just glance over and watch him begin. You just see the top of this biscuit kind of emerge over the platform that's above.
Oh, finally, I'll show them.
You're top heavy.
The natural 2.
I'll show them the glory and might of the
And he
Wildly unsafe down here. Railings, signs,
Cones, all of them.
cones, more cones.
he tumbles into the rot pit below.
Yeah.
Save me, Mom! Save me!
I hate it. I should have cast the silence different.
Piercing howl. A little blood trickles out of
Deli thinks if this guy had introduced me to the bulb, I might have paid attention.
Rafaniel's thinking the exact opposite. They're letting this motherfucker in the Sanctus Putris, and I can't get an interview?
It's because he's hot.
Pretty privilege. Oh no.
Pretty privilege. It's real. Look at that biscuit. What that gravy do?
That gravy, dude.
He falls into the pit and is like,
Bulb, help me! Present them to their final eternal torment!
and as he reaches a hand out, I'm gonna need Rafaniel and Colin to make wisdom saving throws for me.
My friends.
That's a 6.
Uh-oh. Let's go, besties.
That's 10.
Both of you feel this presence of a dark miracle. Some sort of divine energy seems to pull out of the air and then sink into your body, and with that, your muscles immediately pulse intense, and you are both held for the time being.
Oh, fun.
That's gonna his go. Colin, it's your turn. You are currently paralyzed. You are unable to move as your father is burning below, your blade drawn, angry, and can't quite go beyond whatever is holding you in this space.
It's like a nightmare where I'm sleeping and I can't move.
I would like you to make another saving throw at the end of your turn. Wisdom.
18.
Okay, you managed to shrug off the effect. So while you lose this turn, you now are back to your full facility. And that brings us to Rafaniel with Deli on deck. Make another save yourself, buddy.
That's going to be a 20.
A 20, sure enough. Both of you take a moment and push this influence off, but you did lose your turn, but you are now back to as you were.
He's not, I mean, it's sort of that hot blindness.
Delisandra.
My scald is in danger. What's the nature of helping them out of the tar?
You would use your action to go ahead and give a strength saving throw for them to pull them free.
Great.
You would do it with disadvantage to pull free a Mongo because there is a dude on top of her, or you could kill the dude and then she could do it without disadvantage.
I'm gonna use my action to help Scald up! And I would like to attempt to assist Karna. I'll then action surge, and I will attack the carrot.
You got it. So go ahead and roll a strength saving throw for Karna with your strength save.
Great. A 14.
14, 12 is the DC. So with that, you pull Karna up from
Very sick.
the fungus before it could properly sink into your chili flesh. There we go.
I think in your like battle focus, you don't see the giant shiny puppy dog eyes that are being thrown your way. Like,
But I do.
Pull you up, and then immediately I'm looking at the frenzied carrot, and then I'm going to attack the carrot.
Go for it.
That'll be a 27.
That definitely hits.
And I'd like to make that a pushing attack as well, if I can, to move the carrot off of.
Yeah, by all means.
Mango.
Thank you.
So that's a DC 17 strength saving throw.
Not with a natural 1.
Hey!
And we'll do 12 plus 7 equals 19 points of damage to the carrot with the first attack. Second attack does a dirty 20
You do,
hit.
technically, you have advantage on these because he is prone because he jumped on top of her to get there.
oh, that's right.
That first
Okay.
one wasn't a nat 20. The second
second
one's
one.
a dirty 20. An 18. Now
Definitely hits. Roll
Yes.
damage for the second one.
Great. And that'll be 15 points of damage as I stab down on the carrot. How's he doing?
He's doing real bad, and then you push him off into the next level of fungus and mold. And he's screaming. You watch as the mold's like burning up the side of the body, just like reaching for that big old carrot dangly bush.
I was wondering, I didn't want to say it, but it's there.
Yeah.
It's there, it's
Full
wide
display.
open.
This-
Creepy.
Carrot Bush was my college
Right.
name.
And then I'm gonna hop over to the next bagel.
All right.
And use
Why? This bagel's great.
well,
It's so lucky.
Lady Amango's gonna need somewhere to stand. And then I'd like to make a bonus action attack with the other end of Detritor against this Saprofian.
You got it.
There. That's only gonna be a 14 to hit.
14 is its armor class.
Baby.
Profane warriors don't have a whole lot of armor necessarily. It's
That
all
was a
patchwork.
3 on the die. That's wild.
Yeah.
We love it. And then I'll make this also a pushing attack, and I'll push this. I'm gonna push this Profian into the muck.
Okay.
Great.
Let's go.
9 plus 7 equals 16,
16
points of damage.
You got it. He did roll a 16 on his DC as well.
I'm 17.
Oh, dang.
So I'll push him on top of the carrot if I can.
Yeah, you can do that. Is now piled on top. While the fungus does not hurt the Saprofian, the carrot is now sandwiched deeper into the mold, going, this is being pushed down quite like you once were. That's a pretty good change of favor there. Great. All right.
Thank you.
Does that finish your turn?
Do I have any?
You do have about 20 more feet of movement.
I just go kick this shit. There's part of me that just wants to go stand over the flaky biscuit, but I'm gonna stay safe on my bagel. No more precarious standings. D'Alessandro likes that he has both feet on the ground.
Now that you're close enough and looking at this platform, you get the sense that it could be safely crossed at half speed.
Got it.
But any faster movement to get there and across, or to just race across it, there will be a DC saving throw made.
Great.
Alrighty, finishing your go, that brings us to Karna with Ongo on deck.
Yeah.
You do not take any poison damage because you were pulled free from the fungus before it could take hold.
Thank you. Fuck this guy. And we're just gonna send 2 Eldritch Blasts at the big biscuit.
The big biscuit over here?
Yeah.
Okay, I will say he does have half cover because he is down in the fungus between where this giant, large piece of rock cavern sits. Unless you want to reposition.
Yeah, I'll reposition.
Okay.
How far can I get to get a clear shot? Like, we're moving that way.
I mean, if you want to go over here, you might be able to get a better shot there.
Yeah, let's do that.
Okay. Because there are other people on this platform, though, it does take an acrobatics check to make sure that you don't end up.
Thanks, Matt. Hey, I got a natural 2, so this is gonna go badly immediately again. 9!
9. You leap over.
For fucking
Gold!
I think she thinks something's down there.
It's so slippery.
It's a rock cave.
God damn it.
She was like yelling at this biscuit, hey man, it's really unsafe down here. I know you're making these tunnels for spycraft or whatever. These tunnels fucking suck. Okay, it's not safe to be down here.
Just like a rope or something.
Rope, a railing, a platform, anything. Sign.
However, you're in the fungus and you have a direct line of sight on him down there with you.
Oh, that's fun. How bad could it hurt down here? I'm gonna hit him.
Okay. So you're taking your Eldritch Blast anyway?
Yeah, we'll take him.
All right, you get no AC bonus from this, so go ahead and take both strikes.
Stupid. These better be good rolls. A natural fucking done with you. Go away. One of them was a 14 to hit.
14 does hit.
Oh,
It's exactly as AC.
disgusting. 7 points of force damage.
How do you want to do this?
Yeah, we
He's a-
softened him up.
Yep. He'd already taken a few hits.
Well, then we're gonna use all of this to save status. This is less about how I kill him and how I make it look like I did this on purpose. She slides down and like just kind of leans through the muck and points a finger. And what I want is for like all of the like gross, nasty tendrils of tar-like mold to begin to vibrate and make that like quivering hunger sound as the last thing he hears is the like roiling stomach of the hungry one.
You got that. You watch as she deftly lands and then kind of like shoulder rolls into the mess you had just freed her from. In that brief moment that you wonder, what are you doing? You watch as she gets down like a sniper. You hear the sound of sizzling that's as the mold begins to burn into her body, and she doesn't give a shit. She just reaches forward and grasps her fist, and you hear the screams.
Blood.
Exactly. If you all take this.
As the begins to echo through that part of the chamber, and all of you hear this reverberate within the cavern suddenly, uncertain of the source. But it goes from this high-pitched, terrifying whine to a low-pitched, terrifying rumble as the mold begins to swell up and carry him down with this horrible burning sound. The biscuit is no more.
Deli, I did this on purpose and I didn't fall twice.
Scald, well done.
Okay, thanks.
Finishing Karna's turn. I'm gonna go. You're up.
Yeah, I did not do this on purpose.
At the top of your turn, since you are still down there, you take 6 points of poison damage.
I don't like it. Are there any more bad guys alive up here?
There's the carrot dude who's still down there right next to you.
they're right,
and is
and they're right.
sandwiched.
Yeah,
and
yeah.
then there's the Saprofian that got pushed onto him.
Can I get any help by like using them as like a step stool?
Yeah, if you want to try, go ahead and make an athletics check.
16?
16. So what this means is you can help to use them as a handhold to get up. You still have to make a strength saving throw, but you get advantage because of the athletics check you just succeeded.
19 plus.
Oh yeah, without issue. You reach out and grab the side of the carrot's face and kind of like claw a bit. Reach up and grab the Saprofian's armor. Put your foot on the side of the bagel platform and lift yourself up. Are you
And I
trying
yell
to
down at the carrot, consent! You didn't ask for consent!
That's valid. Do you want to go onto the platform you were just on, or the one across this way?
I want to go to the emptier one.
Okay,
Where
Deli is.
Where Deli is.
So you pick up right there on that side of the platform.
Hey, it's slippery on that pretzel, just like I thought. I did this on purpose, but I just want
Okay,
you to
so
be
wait,
careful.
that was, do I have a bonus action? Do I have anything?
That was your action to get up there and do
Action?
to free yourself from that. You have a bonus action still.
Is there anything I can do to help you get up?
I don't need help. I did this on purpose.
I know you did.
And I meant to, but thank you.
I'm just saying telepathically, do you need help or you want me to?
No, this is good, actually. I wanted-
I had a feeling.
No, I killed the guy.
I know, you
It's
did
fine.
a very good job, and I felt
I
so
don't
good
need your-
softening him up. It was very fun with his brain. Yeah, I'm done.
Okay. Finishing your go, this Saprofian warrior that's currently like on the ground is going to try and get itself up off of, and fails its strength save and just is now like just flailing on top of the carrot like. From there, it brings it to the carrot and your father. The carrot is going to try and free itself with disadvantage since it's kind of sandwiched in between. That's better. Okay. The carrot does manage to squeeze free from underneath Saprofian and get back up onto the platform between the two of you. It does, however, as it's getting up there, take, that's a 12 points of poison damage.
And does it enter my reach when it comes?
Exactly.
It does.
I'd like to use an opportunity attack.
Yes, you may.
That's gonna be a 30 to hit, or excuse me, a 29 to
That
hit.
definitely hits.
Okay.
The naked carrot?
Did I hit
Right
the
in his
naked
carrot
guy?
cakes, bro.
Yes.
And that's gonna be 13 more points of damage.
Oh, how do you want to do that?
Yes.
I think honestly, it's not even intentional, but it's straight through the bush. And then up.
How is it not intentional?
You like crotch Sephiroth him? Okay. It's going. Just screaming at him.
Can I see that miniature real quick?
Yes, you may.
Really upsetting.
Oh, it's a carrot upside. Oh,
Upside
God,
down
Rick, you
carrot.
nasty, Rick.
Very fun.
Rick, we all know. We all know, Rick.
I think Colin is like completely focused on getting revenge on his father, but his eyes do dart a little. Oh my God.
Wow.
Go down.
Nathaniel right next to you is like, I think it's just pubes.
It's mostly.
It's certainly mostly, but I think it might be all.
So that finishes its turn. Your father is going to attempt to free himself from there. Does roll better this time and crawls back up onto the middle of this platform. However, crawling back up, the hood's off and you can see like the head itself There's chunks missing. There's like heavy melted elements that just kind of sweep down. Glances at you with like the one partially clouded eye with the blade out, and just goes, "You know we've been watching you. That's how they found you, and you made us bread."
I feel like honor skips a generation.
Ooh, that's
And he's gonna attempt
good.
to come
well
at
done.
you.
Well done.
Does he enter my range?
Yes.
I'm gonna use a maneuver to use brace and
Okay.
attack him as he enters my range.
Go for it. Yeah.
Prove him on, prove him on.
Okay, that's only 12.
12. Unfortunately, that misses. You go and try and brace for it, and he just lunges forward with more strength and speed than you expected for his physical current state. But you see there's an element of fanaticism and drive behind his clouded eye. He comes in to try and stab you with his blade for, it's gonna be a 16 to hit.
Misses.
Misses. You both just kind of like collide, both blades going wide off of the armor, and you just kind of going wide into the cloak, and you're almost in an embrace, which does not feel good at all.
This is the, yes, this is, I've never gotten a hug from my dad, and this is not the first one.
No, it's not how you thought it was gonna happen.
Alrighty, that brings us back to the top. Colin, it's your turn.
I'm not gonna do a maneuver like push attack, but I just want to try to push him into the mycelium.
Yeah, make an athletics check.
Athletics check will be a 24.
Natural 8 for a 10 on his end.
So I just want to go with him into it to push him into the burning mushroom.
Okay. He falls back. There's one of the workers of Profians that has like a partially gathered satchel on the side that's kind of backing up against the wall and just watching as you land down on top of your father and just push all the weight you can. And as he falls back in, he's like, and you see the black mold like crawling up his face and taking root.
I don't know why they didn't finish the job, but I think we gotta finish burning you.
Oh my God.
He's kind of like,
I did a shove attack that time. Can I do like a regular attack, or do I have to?
yeah, you still have your extra attack. It's just one of your attacks.
Yeah. And that one.
Oh no.
Poop.
I want to get burned.
Your weight's still on top. He's very, very heavily hurt. And as you all kind of take in the shift in fortunes of this current gathering, by the time it would come back around, that's an additional 9 points of poison damage to your father. By the time we come through the rest now of initiative, as you hold him down, you watch as the burning takes hold, the rest of his face beginning to melt as the dark black fuzz takes over. The last thing you see his mouth mutter before he goes is, "I'm still proud."
That's fucked. Can I see if he has like any sort of like family heirlooms on him that I could like try to like grab? I don't know if he would still have anything like that.
Sure, and we'll say at this point, this Profian guard, the one that is pushed in there, kind of like seeing it doesn't have anyone to listen to at the moment, kind of stands down and just kind of falls in line with the other workers and starts pretending like it's collecting with them.
I kind of like it.
Well, can't knock the hustle.
Never loved attacking these guys. I mean,
I didn't either.
You kind of go through his things best you can. You find his blade, you find a number of other hidden daggers on it. You do see a small like chain around his neck that contains just a single piece of cheese impressed into it, like a gentle little cut of a block of cheese. You're not sure what it means, but he keeps it on him.
just rip it off his neck and try to get out as unscathed as I can from this position.
Yeah, with your friends able to help you at this point, they can help pull you up out of it, and you all stand kind of over this rot pit, taking a breath. Nobody got away, and you know, took a few hits here and there, but you have a moment here to recover, and
Mostly to our egos.
sure enough, what would you like to do now in this moment of silence?
I mean, I'm not good at nature, but I am interested in this pit. Like, in the luminous thing that your dad had on him. Can Can we take that off of his body?
Yeah, it actually fell on the further platform. So you kind of, without the clustering and chaos of it, you can kind of carefully leap from platform to platform and grab it. It looks kind of like a small unpopped kernel of corn almost, but it has like a warm glow to it. And as you glance in the exterior, there are all of these sacred rites carved into it that are taken from the Book of Leaves.
Do you know what this is?
If I can, I'll make a religion check here.
Yes, please. Religion or Arcana, your choice.
I think for me, I'll go religion, but I'll also
help.
Yeah.
I was just,
And I don't know.
Over your shoulder.
I would give myself inspiration, but cannot. So
I do not have the option.
no worries. Here we go. Didn't do it. Or did not roll very high. 14.
14's still not too bad. And you, particular, being the one doing this, you recognize this as an uncommon relic within the Bulbian Church. It's used for pilgrims, missionaries, when they're going to places of where Bulbian light cannot reach. It's referred to as a shard of the bulb. And here is its capability. You also note, as you lift it up and kind of look at it, the Saprofians that are kind of working along the nearby wall, they retract and wince at the presentation of it to the air.
Babies.
Can I insight check their reaction to it?
Yes, you may.
Passive insight is 20, because I know I'm gonna roll like shit. 21, actually.
So there you go, you rolled pretty well. Their reaction is that of fear and past trauma.
Okay. But it's not like an instinctual, like it's not a physical reaction to it, just like a conditioned one?
A conditioned one, something that's been pressed upon them.
Copy. All right.
Do we think we could use that to? I mean,
To cow the other ones?
No.
Yes. We can't. No.
If
We can do that. We don't have to, but we can.
Lady Amanger, not in perpetuity, simply while we travel within these dark tunnels.
okay.
no, I don't know. Yeah.
He's gonna do something
Oh
weird.
no, it's never gonna.
I don't know if it was clear, but that was my dad.
I didn't know you were taking that
Fucking
so personally.
Killed him. Yeah, he was
Are you okay?
He's a bastard, and I fucking hated him. But you know, it was. I thought he was dead, and I just thought he was a guy in the tunnel, and then
Yeah.
fucking, he's also my dad. So
Oh.
I'm gonna sit for a second.
Yeah. Do you need something? Do you want some water?
Yeah, I want a glass of water.
Do you need a hug?
Sure.
Okay, I give him a hug.
You know, it rarely comes up. I am a priest. If you want to talk, or
You're holding a couple of heads right now.
and is your father's head fully gone?
I think
or
it's pretty submerged.
pretty
but
submerged,
I don't know,
deep
there's
in
probably
there.
some chunks in
Maybe
there.
I'm just,
Raphael.
no. And obviously it's very sad, you're daddy. Ooh, I'm just gonna take my crozier and just sort of root around in this.
I guess I do want to kind of talk. If you
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. You know, that's the amazing thing about necromancy is it's not just, skeletons and stuff, it's closure, Imagine actually being able to say how you really feel. So we gotta find some bones.
Amazing.
I'll root around in the fungus, see how many priest bones I can find.
Okay, make an investigation check for me.
Come on, Nathaniel.
Is the Biscuit Man's big spear thing
His
available for grabbing?
If you want to try and wade down into it to look for it.
Can I use Mage Hand to root around a
You
little
can
bit?
you can see it, but like a lot of things that fall into it, it is a very sticky substance, and Mage Hand doesn't have the strength to withdraw it. So you'd have to kind of get in there.
Like, can you hold my foot or something? I'm gonna go get this big stick. Cool.
Just hold you upside down.
So what'd you roll for investigation?
19.
19. You do manage to find the upper part of the skull. It's already like heavily rooted with fungus.
Ew.
More secrets.
Oh,
And what was your father's name?
Fontini.
Fontini. And we're going to, and feelings can be complicated. Family's hard.
Yeah.
And we're going to remember that just because.
Stop shaking it as much.
What's that?
Jaws kind of hanging off.
Gotcha. Wait,
Still a lot of flesh on there.
Gotcha. Oh, yeah. Let me just. Here. Yeah.
Just like if you have any like.
No, just no. That's part of the spell. It's
gonna
hard to
ask
dispel.
that.
I'm not just being weird.
Is there anything about grief that you could tell me?
Yeah, grief is, and what is grief if not? What's the, And
Don't ask me, man.
but the thing about if you lose what you love, then haven't you lost what you have?
I'm gonna keep going downtown.
It's been so long since I actually had to do any mysterious. And I'll put his dad's fractured skull into my bag.
You place it in there as you see like the exposed elements of the cheese bone and kind of rotted, crumbled bits of his flesh. This kind of like tearing flesh, viscera, red blood, splatter, black, void hungry, take, tear, ruin, nothing void, red blood.
A library of skulls, vaster than the wide sea.
Sorry, just that would be crazy.
Hey, Deli.
He's holding her upside down.
I just trying to get out of that conversation.
Oh, you didn't want to talk. Oh, that's fine. Scald, how are you doing down there?
I'm great. You can have your moment. Fuck.
You pull it free, and as you pull it free, you see this is a carved, intricate staff of the Bulbian Church. It's been adjusted. It's been altered. There is a unique property to its apex. There are these like bladed spikes that stick out. Unable to ascertain what the nature of them are, but they have like a metallic sheen to them, but you're not sure what type of food steel it might be. You can make an investigation check if you'd like.
Yeah.
Can I help her?
Upside down investigation check.
If you want to help?
I want to
Sure.
help her.
Thank you, because that was a natural. Natural 20.
Yeah, baby.
Ew.
20. You've never seen this metal before. It's not food steel. It just looks like a steel.
What is metal that isn't food This is great, and I just like wiggle. You're like, pull me up, this is great. Have you seen this before?
Have I seen steel like that before?
No. You can look, there's no texture or striation to it. There's no like coloring. It is just like a gentle graphite smoothness.
I'm going to look at it.
Oh, no.
Tear, render, flesh, sun, cut, tear, ruin, break. Sent away, bury, gone, sundered, gone, flat, void, metal, teeth.
D'Alessandro, what is that your wonderful skull has recovered from the fungus?
Seems to be the staff of the biscuit priest.
Extraordinary. What sort of food steel would you say that is?
None that I would recognize.
May I hold it?
Oh, I do not let it
Yeah,
go.
and as also
That's
as
not his choice.
because I can read. I'm reading their lips from across the hall, across the way.
Which you can
and I
do.
just say to Deli, do not let him have it.
I guess I'd put a soft hand on your chest.
Your Eminence, it's time for someone to take care of you. For once, trust me.
Are you not at all interested in the manner of my recognition of this material? I am seeking to find more answers, as are we all here in the pit of the earth. I've seen this metal before, many times. If you have some vision into its nature, by all means share. If not, having seen it in my dreams these long years, I would ask of you to allow me to investigate it. There are a few answers we have here altogether, with all of the shadows moving around us. I do not think now is the time to abstain from further knowledge.
I'm going to not take it from you, but I think take my hand off your chest and encourage you to come closer.
I would like to investigate this.
Go ahead and roll for me. You have advantage because of the nature of your connection.
Throw you a bridle.
You throw me a bardic on that?
Yeah.
D6. 2. 31.
You look at this metal. You kind of reach out and touch it. And you, who've spent your entire life stepping through the supposed light of the bulb, and your heart withdrawn from the true belief that you present to the world around you, you've seen the miracles happen. You know that the bulb exists, or at least the will of its power has been seen. You've also been present to other darker alternatives. The rumbles, the growls, the shadows of the Hungry One presenting themselves in the outskirts of the societies of Calorum across its way. Through all your years, the coldness, the nothingness, the uncaring, alien, outside source of this metal sits beyond the cycle of this world, sits beyond the scriptures, beyond the history. And you know that you've been touched by it all this time. You hear once more in your mind,
Again. Say it again.
At this point, you realize that it's one of the nearby workers of Protheans. The spores you inhaled earlier last for an hour. And so as you turn around and focus, you hear,
Deus, I've heard them say.
Deus?
Some prepare. They say it's part of why we help. They ask us. They say, Deus, Basu.
Deus Basul?
and the Saprophian kind of leans forward.
I don't think I was supposed to hear the late talk of the war above. We're our elder made it for the good of all of Saprotha. It's why we toil all the time.
Your people pre-existed. You are of Calorum, as are we. The elders of the Sanctus Putris found you, bent you to their will with these, and I'll produce the shard.
It kind of recoils.
Hide it again.
They say it helps us all. That we help avert an end to all.
I'm going to speak to Karna in her mind. It is not their end to avert.
Another one steps from the far corner that was working and kind of joins the conversation.
Our sacred seclusion was breached. But they promised prosperity, a windfall of decay, of nutrients to empower the mycelium and our people for generations. Great comfort, rewarded in aiding them in stopping gods at least some. We don't trust servants folk. But the elder is strong. The elder is the voice of the heart.
Where is your elder now?
All the Saprophians in the room look back towards the tunnel where the delightful biscuit was standing.
Should we continue?
Should we go say hello?
I think we should. And I'll look at that piece of steel and clutch it just to the point where I can feel it start to pierce my radishy skin in my hand.
And I'll just put my hand on your forearm.
It wouldn't be the first time. Just the first time it happened outside my mind. Further in? the heart to the elder.
Hey, everyone, watch your step. This is actually a
Yeah,
very,
it's very,
slippery.
very slippery. You could, like, catch.
Now, I went on
I caught a
purpose,
heel.
but, like, it
I
could
caught a
be-
heel on it.
Yeah.
It's
Yeah.
very
I'll
tricky.
with the remaining spores I have, I'll be like,
You should consider putting some kind of, again, railing.
Yeah.
This is not like actually what we're here to worry about. You know, we gotta subsist here quite often. It's not our fault that you're fragile, foolish. All right, well, I can.
He seems to be being dismissive and
Yeah, I would translate. He's being very dismissive. I guess these Saprofians never go out and have a few drinks and have a hard time getting back home. It's incredibly dangerous in here.
Do you want to hold the staff?
is the whole staff made of the steel, or?
No, it is indeed a Bulbian church staff, but at the top, it's almost like this metal has grown from it, like it's pierced the symbol of the bulb at the top and emerged in an unnatural way.
And does the staff seem otherwise magical?
No, just a symbol.
I think I'll look at you in your mind and say, I care only for the substance growing from the end. If you wish to keep the staff, but I would treasure that substance.
It's been so long since we've had a good trade.
I'll take the shard of the bulb and...
You insult me. I have been an information broker my whole life. What was the lie that got you here with us, Rathaniel? And this is in my mind.
I'll look at you and say, when I told you the child could not be the heir to the throne of Greenhold, that was not a calculation of dates and calendar.
Understood. And I'm gonna flip the spear down and step on it to shatter off the rest of the spear away from the metal and just hand him the metal.
You got it.
No more herbal tea. I'm going to stick with coffee from now.
Do you continue further down the tunnel? Do you do so stealthily as a group or boldly?
Stealth.
I would like a
Lots
group
of
stealth check, please, if you don't mind.
Okay, come on, little guys. We can do this again.
Ooh, that's a natural 20.
Let's go!
22.
All right.
27.
Oh, my goodness. All right.
24.
wow, holding us back with a 17.
That's
Great.
still not bad.
Nice.
That is
We blend into the walls.
that is incredible. You all now, as a unit, communicating, some with just eyes, some with thoughts that don't need to use lips to be brought forth. You continue to plunge deeper and deeper down this network of tunnels. You pass numerous splinters that go to different portions of the surface, and you see many of them. Many more are all focused around the base of Pangranos. There is definitely a focus of this recent expansion of the Underhollows to push northward and upward. The fungus continues to grow ever brighter as the mycelium itself continues to fill the entirety of this ground cavern structure. This beautiful, almost starscape around you, embedded in the Ceresian dirt, greets you as you begin to find the tunnels expand into streets and homes, doorways and windows. There are gates of stone crafted from the carved chunks of Ceresian masonry that were scavenged in the night and pulled down below. You begin to see various civilians not working the fields, but just living. This is the beginning of Saprophus. This is the home of the seventh kingdom of Calorum.
The seventh kingdom of Calorum.
Wow.
Sacrifice.
And I'm gonna look around and say, it's always the bread that goes first.
Continuing down, mostly unseen, the only ones that catch mind of your presence are other Saprofian civilians. A small child Cap will glance out and look and retract and just watch as you go by. Occasionally, some armored warriors begin to storm through the streets just keeping vigilant, but you watch as they kind of reach down and pat the heads of other civilians. None of them seem to catch your presence as you move through, rapidly darting from shadow to shadow. You do come to one street corner where it seems like a T formation hits, a large central piece of hardened bread that rises up to connotate this break. And here you see two more cloaked figures of the architects standing. They're both having a small conversation amongst their hoods, and you hear one kind of mention,
It seems there is some kind of scuffle. They're up. We must be ready. It appears we might be under attack.
let me go ahead and set up what this looks like, and you can decide on your approach. Let's bring in the next board. Winding through these busied streets of Saprophis, you approach this intersection, seeing the two robed figures there. You have not been seen coming from this direction. How do you want to approach this as you have the jump on this?
There's one right there.
What can we see about them? Is there any like
Make a perception check.
23?
First off, all the Saprofians you see around here are civilians. They're conversing, they're talking. Some of them are just moving things in and out of their house. They're kind of ignoring or at least gotten used to the presence of the architects. The two robed figures you see, one of them, the robe is back, and you see a large pointy head made of cheese and meat pizza. The shape of the head, familiar to those who had seen from within the pit before previous meetings. The other, hood up, is a small, squat entity that has the robe over it, almost like this, like a barrel. And they're both having this conversation in the street, and one of them's getting ready to go ahead and start walking away this direction.
Is there anything to trying to tell the civilians to get inside, like in their minds, like you once did, or?
Yeah, I think so.
Or is there anything to getting one of these guys to come our direction and silent and taking him out, or beating him up for answers?
I feel like the, can I make an insight check? Because I think seeing two of them there, and Rafana will speak telepathically to everybody here. Yeah. Okay, and just,
You'll get used to it.
Also in your head, like you guys.
We're just doing this the whole time?
It's
the whole time.
It's okay. You'll get used to it. You'll get used to it.
It's like being off the text chat for the entire friendship, and then all of a sudden,
hooked up.
That's really interesting.
Well, it's because you didn't have an eye. You needed to have the blue text, not the
You
red green
screamed
ones.
when I did one magic, so I figured I couldn't do it.
Rafael feels pretty confident about being able to run up and just quickly murder both these guys in the middle of the street. But I think that I want an insight check on the Saprofians that are here. Basically an insight check like, are we wasting our fucking time trying to get civilians on board? Or do they seem more persuadable here than they were in the tunnels, and therefore it's worth trying rather than just me running up and braining one of these dudes with my staff?
make an insight check.
That's gonna be 26.
Immediately looking through here, their comfort level in the presence of these architects means that their relationship with them doesn't seem as strained as the ones that were being pushed to dig to the surface. And even the brief conversation you had, whatever deal was made between their elder and the FDA has been going for some time, and this is just kind of the culmination of its work. You get the sense that, I mean, don't know if they're unhappy with the deal or what they know about what's going on, but you do see them also working. They're gathering things, and while they're going about their life, they're also getting materials and packing them up, possibly to bring those closer to the surface as well, for whatever their ultimate purpose might be.
I really do think rather than killing them, if we could find a way to bring them over here. I know I'm pretty sure I could get one of them. But if we could find a way to get them over here and hold them to find out what exactly this deal is.
I turned back into Master Porum.
There we go.
I
There's
like
one.
lying.
We could duck into one of these spaces here, have you as Master Porum like lure them over.
And I can use suggestion.
Great.
Can definitely do that. So you want to like find one of these openings over here to go ahead and slip into?
Before we step into it, I'm going to hold up my ring and say, "Let me see." And I want to see what's in. What is there? Family inside? Are they? What's inside?
Okay. Glancing inside, you see what looks to be a humble abode that has a number of small, sleeping cots built of like a soft sponge material. That's mostly it. It's a simple
They're
life.
not there.
There's nobody there at the moment.
That's okay.
no.
That's what I wanted to check. Yeah. This one's open.
Go in there first and I'll bring them over.
All right. I'll sneak in.
All right.
I'm gonna hide around the corner rather than be in there because I don't think I
Okay.
can.
Well, yeah. Here's the other
Well,
thing. Yeah, I don't.
we'll show you kind of the
if you
space
bring
where it
them
will
both-
be.
Yeah.
Yeah, if you can bring them both, then I don't.
Yeah.
Yeah. Then I'll stay where I am.
The center hole there? Okay. So Colin, you're staying around in this corner? All right, what are the rest of you doing?
I'll tuck inside the safe space.
I'm going inside, yeah.
Okay, stealth checks from you folks as you now are stepping into a more immediate, attentively dangerous space.
Ten.
6.
All right. You both dart inside.
As they are doing that, can I stand somewhere off with my crossbow at the ready?
Yes, you may. If
Like
you want to like
holding
off one of the roads up here.
Just
kind of
like,
hanging-
even if it's around like somewhere that I could just like duck out.
No, there's
not
a
be
couple.
seen.
There's plenty of nooks and crannies you can kind of. And you're not a massive frame like D'Alessandro, so you can kind of like try and hide in that point. But I would need you to make a stealth check to make sure you're not seen hiding over there either.
I'm not seen.
Okay.
It's a 27.
Karna, what are you doing?
I'm going to, like, once
She's
they're
coming.
safely tucked where they're going to be, I'm going to rock up as Master
Okay.
Paul.
So Colin, make a stealth check to also kind of hide off to that corner.
Pretty good. That's 25.
Okay.
If anything goes awry, let me know.
Just as you say that, as Rafael and D'Alessandro go like charging across the road, the two cult members across the way, the architects, kind of go. I think I saw something. The pizza man kind of turns around. Maybe call for some backup really quickly.
I'm going to cast suggestion on the person that he's sending off.
Okay.
And I'm going to suggest, it would be so much better for both of us and, for me to just go with him and back him up and make sure that he doesn't. I'm really good at this, you guys. I come up with words well. It's
great. It's a great suggestion.
I speak English freely.
All right. They have to be able to hear you and understand you. So to do so, you would
can
have
I
to
do-
shout it out loud for them to hear.
I can't do it in their head.
Oh, you do have. You know what? Because you do have telepathy, I'll allow it. Okay.
You know what? Should you though? Should you really?
Okay,
I
so
don't
so
think
so for that I'll need, because there is a word in their head, I'll need 2 rolls. I need 1 roll from you, which is deception, then I roll their saving throw. Based on your deception roll, it may or not give them advantage on the saving throw.
25.
25 is great, they have to do a straight roll. They, for the moment, consider this as their inner voice.
Yeah.
Huh. That puts them, that's gonna be a 14?
No, 20.
No, your spell
The
DC.
spell DC is 15, I believe.
15?
Yeah.
Did it just fail?
Love to see it.
You were telling it to,
I think it would be better if you stayed
came
by your
with?
friend, flanked.
Okay.
Came with your friend.
Actually, I'll come with you. And kind of walks alongside as they both turn and begin to walk down the street.
I'm going to immediately run up as Porum.
Okay, as you charge up as Porum, rushing into the center of the street, what do you do?
There's been an what was his voice? Oh, who could say? There's people coming up from the surface. We need to talk. We have to make a plan. Keep it quiet.
They both kind of give you a look like, you're supposed to be helping out for the surface thing, but I'll be releasing it soon.
It's getting bad. We need to talk. And I just gesture into this.
Make a deception check.
I have advantage on deception when passing myself off as another person, which is great because I was a natural one of the guys. 24.
Kind of gives it a look. All right.
Now.
Wait, which way?
And I just gesture to the room where people with sticks are.
Okay. Kind of walks in there. The squatter one kind of looks a little odd and stepping in after as they both kind of.
As they walk in, I look over at Rafael. Are we attacking them? I thought
I'm gonna just hit someone in the fucking head. This is the first time I've physically attacked someone in my life, and I turned the hoe around to the 2 spiky things in the back, and I'm just gonna trim right through the top of the fucking skull, just bam.
Go for it. Roll an attack for me, both of you.
I'll do bonus action.
2 attacks for you. if you'd like.
I just
Do bonus action, steady aim.
scream in someone's head. Just don't kill them.
Just one.
Wow.
Nasty. I do not hit.
Well, it's your first
oddly-
time.
Yeah, narratively makes sense.
Yeah.
I got a 14 and a 23.
Both hit.
Great. Well,
Which one are you going after? The pizza or the barrel?
I think I'd like to take my first attack on the pizza, and then I think if I see Rafael doesn't hit on his other one, I'll hit the barrel as well.
You go for it. So go ahead and strike.
Here's
the
pizza. Pizza's gonna get got for 11 points of damage.
Points of damage. What the?
Barrel, I reroll ones. Is gonna get got for 16 points of damage.
16 points damage.
Yes, don't kill both of us. Both of us are screaming in their heads. Don't kill
You-
them. Don't kill them. Don't kill them. Don't kill them.
You stab the pizza, like, ah, and Rafael, you're just kind of like, just.
All right, you two.
You stab the other one, and the pizza, like, it cuts through kind of the meat and the bread, and as it carves, it's easy. You've killed, members who live on the outskirts of where the Meatlands and Ceresia meet before, and you know right where to strike. It looks pretty hurt and wounded. The other barrel creature, you strike through, hit the robe, or like the hood's up, and you hit like glass, and you hear glass break as you pierce through, and from inside, you pull out, and you can see like the inside liquid of whatever container it is leaking through.
As they go inside, can I sneaky run in behind them?
If you'd like to.
I would like to.
All right, make a stealth check. You're moving across the way.
17 plus 10
Okay.
plus 12, 29.
So you'd have darted in from behind.
Right.
And you come in right as the spear strikes the smaller creature, and you hear it yelp in pain.
And as it goes to make sound, I want to try to mute them if I can physically, like grab their mouth or whatever.
Okay.
I don't want them screaming.
Make an athletics check to
Such
try
a
and-
bad skill for me.
They're gonna be great.
Don't skill me. Can I silvery barbs?
They got a
myself?
9, so we'll see.
Oh yeah, we're fine. 14 plus 2, 16.
You reach around and grab, like from the other side of the hood, not even seeing what face is there, just holding wherever they imagine the mouth would be, and you feel like teeth biting against your hand. But you have them grappled and held in that position. What's everyone else doing?
I think I'm just still kind of looking out on the outside just in case any other people come up. I'm assuming this crew in there can handle it.
Okay, make a perception check for me.
Perception, 23.
23. You look down the road where you came from, and you see there are some larger armored Saprofians and other cloaked figures that for a moment you think are coming this way, but they turn and head further into the city. You don't see anybody else currently approaching this intersection immediately, which means for the time being, you feel safe.
Okay, I'm just gonna stay out here until they're done.
Okay, you got it. Karna.
Holy shit, we hit them both. Interesting. She's gonna follow in and attempt to charm person on the pizza. Like,
Nice.
I know you're being actively attacked. I'm still Master Porum and I still need information.
You got
Yes,
it.
exactly.
So that's going to be with
Wisdom save with advantage
because
we're
of the-
actively
you got
attacking
it.
them.
I just love the pizza.
Unfortunate.
That's going to be an 18.
Yeah, absolutely beats it.
The pizza kind of like, hey, what the fuck? He's burn!
Well, okay. So here's the thing, and I just drop it.
No.
You're gonna die. So, or you explain what you're about to unleash, and maybe you get to live long enough to see it happen.
Okay, so you say that phrase, make an intimidation check, and we're gonna come back to the both of you. As you kind of got the drop on them, and there's this kind of brief moment where the one's just kind of biting and trying to fight against you. And we'll make an athletics check to try and break free from you. Make an athletics check contested.
Kill him. Don't kill him. No, it didn't happen. It's a big no. It's a big no. I had to let him. He bit into my
Yeah,
hand.
the one you're carrying like bites into your hand and pulls away. What are you two doing?
I'm gonna kill that one.
Okay, go ahead and strike with the spear.
Great. That's gonna be a 28 on the first attack.
Oh my
That
god.
hits.
And 27 on the second.
Both hit.
First attack does 10 points of damage. Second attack does 16 points of damage.
You hear the cracking of glass each time, and it falls onto its back, the hood falling in, and you see the glass container that once held the spiced kind of fruit and chili combination, as within the robe, chutney rolls to the side.
Oh my god, that's amazing.
Please do not.
And like coughs up more of her innards onto the glass, the cracks up the side of it as the robe is partially open.
And I look to the pizza. talk to her or that happens to you.
All right.
Can I have advantage on my intimidation check?
Yes, you may.
Cool, thank you.
Much better.
Didn't see it coming.
22.
22. The pizza figure kind of like. Okay. Fine. What do you want to know?
What are you about to unleash?
It's not what we're about to unleash. It's what this is about to unleash, and points out to like the mycelium that's spreading throughout the city. You understand? Each of these can produce toxins in smaller scales. But if you release the entirety of the heart's toxins to the city above, when all of the armies are in one place, that much death, that much eventual decay will keep the beast at bay for generations.
It's a good plan.
So be thankful for what we're doing. We are saving many lives. Think twice before you try to continue whatever crusade you've brought yourselves here for.
The leaders of every nation, of vast armies that have come here to defeat Imperator Focaccia. Do you think every struggle in this world, other than the one you've concocted in your mind, is folly? Vision! Look at the world around you. Look at the world around you.
You notice other Seprofians are like looking over in that direction. And not too far away, that one crew of Seprofian armored warriors and the cloaked figures kind of stops and kind of looks. It's about 200 feet away, but they're now kind of hearing the shouting down the road or starting to pivot.
How do we stop it?
There is no stopping it. The tunnel is dug. The roots have grown. The mycelium stands ready at the Archbishop's command.
I'm gonna produce the shard of the bulb and look at you.
The Elder. Where is the Elder?
With the Archbishop. They stand at their hearts waiting for the finale.
You will show us the way.
No.
I'm gonna produce the chunk of steel.
I am possessed of the art of healing. So trust me when I say I will be able to keep you alive while I dig through your eyes to pull your brain out of the hole I make in the front of your head.
Make an intimidation check with advantage.
God damn.
All of this over and over is just like rolling advantages at this point on this dude.
Intimidation, that's gonna be a 19.
You know not what you are doing. You invite destruction to all of Calorum. It is no matter. You cannot stop them. I'll show you. I'll show you. And begins to walk out of the room.
I'm still kneeling next to Chutney.
My queen.
Chutney, why?
We had to prime you. To prime all of you for the deed you ought to do for us. They found me, and I learned the truth of the world. And they told me when it was time, if you would be ready. And you were. You're so proud. You've helped save so many. Do not lose.
I take my dagger and I put her out of her misery. The world you left behind for my child was not a world at all. And I walk out with these guys.
As they're emerging, and you're like,
Sorry, they're coming.
Oh, they're coming. Oh,
When he screamed so loud.
someone talked to him in his head.
Yeah, I catch you up in like shh, 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 and then catch you up on everything that happened inside. Whoa. Yeah.
Chutney.
Who's that?
So, you know, like everyone's got kind of like a personal connection to this.
as they're all walking out, you know that maybe about 80 feet or so down the road, a whole cluster of individuals are walking this direction, following the noise of the shouting.
We maybe should
Do you want to try waiting here and letting them go by, or should we just hurry on?
Is there a path that this member of the Sanctus Putris could take us down that would avoid the coming patrol?
It just depends on if they can see us leave this area right now.
Is the city complex enough that an alternate route to avoid that patrol is available to us?
You don't know where you're going. But I mean, the city is complex. It is like an anthill network of tunnels that all kind of cluster together in this large 3D net.
I think I'll just tell I'll speak telepathically to you and say,
We don't have to help this one lead us into the patrol. We will just tell him to take a different route than he would normally take, a circuitous one.
Let's do it.
and I'll communicate that to the pizza guy and say, take us by a different route.
Of course. I need you all to make a group stealth check as you swiftly try and dart down and through this path unseen by the approaching patrol.
We got this, guys.
Goodbye.
16 for me.
25 for me.
27 for me.
19.
12.
Baby.
Oh, baby, he's a big boy.
I'm a big boy.
It's 3 very good rolls, 1 pretty decent roll, 1 really bad one. Let's see how the pizza guy does.
Oh, pizza guy. Oh, no, pizza guy. Come on.
Apparently, the intimidation was enough to not draw his attention to the knowledge of the patrol approach, as he managed to roll a natural 15. So, darting down that path, curves to the right of that T intersection. And as you all kind of fall in behind, you see the other civilian Seprofians kind of stopping and noticing this unfamiliar array of individuals passing by. You who have taken the spores into your body, though you start getting close to feeling them begin to wash themselves out of your system, you pick up odd thoughts, curiosities. Not fear, but, oh, who's that? What's happening? What? Can we talk to them? Oh, they look busy. It's just this very kind of passive curiosity.
I love them so much.
I think there's a moment here where I go, you know, I think some of these would go quite well in a salad.
And have a moment of, as a radish, have a moment of kinship of
Yeah, a couple of those little guys over there, they look kind of spongy and nice. Yeah, that'd be fine in a salad.
Be friends one day.
We could be friends one day.
Led through the maze-like network of the streets of Seprophis, you travel, darting from side to tunnel, to opening to avoid future patrols, and prodding this pizza figure who seems to grow more and more agitated with this directive forward, until eventually you noticed the density of the mycelium becomes so tethered and tight that the walls themselves are nearly continuous, pulsing blue energy, until eventually you come to one central massive Colosseum-like column that stretches up to the roof of a 100-foot-tall cavern. You see as it stretches up like the trunk of an incredible tree, the veins grow thick and wrap and intertwine. It is beautiful as it is ominous. And you see a set of ancient stairs in the same style of the Seprofian construction you've passed by rise to a large set of double doors. There are 2 exterior robed FDA guardians standing at watch, and you can just faintly hear the sound of chanting from somewhere in this chamber.
Chanting. Oh, magic.
I'm gonna look over at you and telepathically go,
I think our flat-breaded friend has outlived his use.
So be it.
It's like good luck going up the stairs. We're kind of all over the place. They've taken you right to the center.
Our team would just stab a pizza just right through the middle.
Pizza folk have resistance to piercing damage.
Quietly, you lay him aggressively to rest, and as you all kind of stand on the precipice of this walkway that leads to these ascending stairs in the central chamber, that you can see the thousands upon 10,000s of hundreds of thousands of mycelium tethers eventually sinking into the sides of this rising Colosseum.
We have to get inside.
We've been played for years as pawns. Today we've reached the other side of the chessboard.
Let's become queens.
Let's become queens.
I've already been a queen. It's not all that.
That's true.
I've never played chess.
We'll definitely have time to teach you chess.
Yeah, after this, we'll have plenty of time. It's totally fine.
We both have robes. You have disguised self as Porum.
What if you guys brought us as prisoners?
I think that's a marvelous idea, my lady.
Good. I was keeping quiet because I was just going to say let's kill them, but I like a plan.
I'll do it up in the robe, and I think we'll take some weapons and begin to escort Deli and Amongo to the door.
I'll hold Amongo because we're
Okay.
like of a size.
Fair enough.
I'll hold Deli and really invite everyone to wonder how this happens. Listen here, you know funny business.
We don't need to pretend yet.
We're getting in character.
No, we don't.
We're getting in character.
We don't have to get in character.
I'm holding you up so you're like eye level with me.
My feet aren't touching the ground, but I'm holding the shoulder. My little footies are hanging out from under the
Are
robe.
we sure Connor can't be?
You don't have to kick your feet so hard. It's hard to hold you.
It just feels funny. I can't. I'm wiggly.
Could you just switch?
I'm the boss. I'm in charge.
Make it stop. The wiggling.
Your head is so squishy.
It's kind of. It's a little bit like a water balloon. You know. It's sort of.
This is what you've been missing in the group chat.
Yeah.
Did you want this?
Are you up better off?
You can leave me off.
As the five of you step out, these three cloaked figures flanking the presentation of Delisandro, and who's the other prisoner? It was Amongo. Pushing down this walkway, the two guardians that you see at the top of the stairs, their kind of robes over what looks like some faint leather-based armor, like fruit leather that's been stretched over their torsos, kind of glance down and look. And at first they go for their weapons before they kind of notice the robes about. And this like crotchety blueberry-like creature kind of looks past and goes,
Hello? What do you bring before us?
Very important prisoners.
You'll never get away with this.
I slap him.
all right, deception check with advantage because of your help in taking the slap.
I kind of drop Rafimla and just lean back and just slap him.
All right, okay.
I'm on the ground. I've fully broken a hip, and I'm slapping your calf.
All right, I know. Fine, fine. Sorry, I'll be quiet.
30.
Yeah, Mama. Full 30.
All right, the two robed figures kind of look at each other. The blueberry smiles and goes,
Well, it seems fortuitous at this hour you bring a gift to the Archbishop. Maybe a sacrifice will be what she requires to celebrate the release of the spores.
There's no one left to stop us now.
Come. I think she will be happy to see.
kind of looks at the rest of the two of you.
This particular couple.
They both walk up the stairs, grabbing the edges of the large stone doors and open them. And as they do, the chanting grows louder as the brighter, still blue light emerges from the interior as the five of you step and advance to what awaits you beyond the threshold. And that's where we're going to stop this episode.
I slap him too. No, I slap him like this.
I have something that may help you in these coming days. I can do great good from behind the scenes.
Do we end it one way or the other?
There is no room for discretion or stealth.
I want it to be slammed down big style as the bulb rose. You lied! You lied!
We got caught up in this ridiculous web of yours. Again.
Fortuitous indeed, for I thought our dalliances had come to an end.
This plan is the ruin of your people made manifest.
If you call, I will come. Always.
You've always been chosen, and it's still time to join us.
No! What's going on? What are we doing?
Just run!
We're all going to die virgins here, I'm afraid.
I will live to get slammed down big style.